today, bitch.
Gravy gang! What is going on? Happy Gravy Day on what I would say is the graviest of all weeks of the year, Pat. Wouldn't you also agree with me?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like T-Day week is the graviest week of the year. Everybody's talking mashed potatoes and gravy, T-Day sides, all that stuff. Like Christmas maybe a little bit, but like gravy week is T-Day week. So this is our week. So congratulations to us for making it again to another week of us. We did it. I'm Pat.
I mean, in the South, I still
every,
got lots of candy cigarettes, dude. I'm just gonna be breaking these out.
Yeah, congrats to Pat
from
on
time to time.
Getting all of his candy cigarettes out. So he's rationing them well.
Dude, I still have so many. I've got like 20 more packs. In the South, I mean, every week is gravy week because we do biscuits and gravy. But across the nation, yeah, this is a higher concentration of gravy than they usually get.
I would imagine so. We got Robert joining us later. We are recording early. We're recording on Tuesday. We normally record on Wednesdays. But Robert had a little work thing he had to get done first, but he will be joining us in the middle of the podcast at some point. But because of that, we're going to do a mock draft of some college football rivalries just to get ready for college rivalry week. And then we're going to talk about some other fun stuff regarding T-Day and everything Thanksgiving. I'm adding something now to our comeback kid thing. I just thought of that. I was like, hey, dude, there's not a lot of comeback kids this week, but don't worry, I'm adding more as we're going right now. I did have, this is our Precome segment, the business segment. We've now made ourselves business podcasters. So every idea we have to come up with a business idea for it. I have a business idea just right off the bat. I had some Cheeto Puffs that my wife had bought, and I was playing Xbox with the boys, as one does. The big problem with Cheetos, as you know, Pat, is you get Cheeto fingers. Nobody wants Cheeto fingers, and nobody wants controllers that are covered in Cheeto fingers. So what did I do? I went and I got a fork, and I was just eating Cheeto Puffs with a fork. And I really think we need to just make Cheeto forks a thing. Like Cheetos really need to embrace this, make their own type of forks that just like are branded with themselves, like Cheeto forks specifically for just eating chips and just stabbing stuff so you don't get Cheeto fingers. Like, how many times have you wanted a Cheeto, but you're like, I don't want to have to fucking wash my hands after this. I can't go do these things. I can't get on my computer after that. I'm gonna have Cheeto fingers. If I could just a regular fork works, but Cheetos is missing a huge opportunity, I think, here in just having Cheeto forks.
Yeah, like maybe you know how those little personal ice creams, they have that wooden spoon just like stuck to it. What if they just had like a little plastic 2-prong fork right on the edge of the Cheeto bag? That's actually a great idea.
Yeah, my
problem with it still is, for that to take full effect, you kind of have to pour the Cheetos into a bowl, and I don't think Cheetos have ever made it to a bowl in my presence. Like, if you give me Cheetos, hands going right in the bag. Doesn't matter what size bag it is. Snack bag, of course. Large bag, I'm just eating Cheetos until I realize how many Cheetos I've eaten, and I stop, and it's usually over half a bag. Because Cheetos are crack. Like, there's no other way to describe it. They're straight up crack.
I did it with Cheetos out of the bag, bro. Like, I was just sticking the fork in the bag and just like, all right, I had it up the bag leaning against the table. It was easy to do that. I didn't have to pour it into a bowl. Pouring into a bowl would definitely make it easier. And then you could also start serving just bowls of chips, which is really funny, where it's just like, here's a fork and a bowl of chips, like soup.
Well, chips, it's really only for Cheetos. The rest of the chips, it's not really a problem.
There's some. I mean, you get like greasy chip fingers, and if you're playing Xbox or you're doing anything, like you're on your computer, like you're not gonna want that grease on whatever surface you're interacting with.
Yeah, that's why you got a t-shirt.
Yeah, but like still, like you gotta get a full like hand wash to get all the grease off. Just having a fork for chips, like Funyuns, you can use that too. You can stick that in there and get a couple of Funyuns on there too. That would be fun, a fun little game you could do. So like, I think we need chip forks needs to absolutely be something that we start investing in, and it's awesome because all we have to do is invest in just plastic, cheap, shitty forks and be like, these are chip forks, and we'll just brand them as that, and then we can sell them for that one specific thing, even though you could just use a regular fork, you know?
I'm 100% down for that. I love that idea.
And it saves you time and you're not making a mess.
I mean, and I'm all for, like, if you had said this to me in my 20s, I'd probably be like, dude, just be a man, eat with your hands. It's such a dumb mentality that we have when we're like basically 16 to like 28. Where you're just like, dude, it's gotta be manly. Once you hit 30, you're like, I don't fucking care what's manly anymore. I'm gonna do what's easy.
I'm all for that. I'm all for eating with your hands, but it's like sometimes I don't want to make a mess. And if I'm playing Xbox, I don't have time to fucking go clean off my Cheeto fingers where I'm in the middle of battle, you know? Me and the boys are dropping in to risky reels, and I got fucking Cheeto fingers. I'm a dead man walking at that point.
Yeah, like I'm a big proponent of not doing things that take an extra step. And in the past, I would have been like, well, dude, just grabbing the fork, that's an extra step. I don't want to do it. But now I know to think ahead a little bit and be like, oh, well, later on, I'm either going to have to suck and lick the Cheeto dust off of my fingers and then wipe them all over my pants, probably the back of the pants, like behind the knee. That's the clutch spot because I can't see it, so it doesn't exist. But now I know. I'm like, no, that's just another step later on of me having to clean my hands. If I just do this one step now, it avoids 3 later. So I'm all for the Cheeto fork.
All right, so that's one positive business idea to start off the pod. There you go. Business people that are listening, there you go. That's one business idea. Another idea, this is probably not going anywhere, and this is more of a high thought that I had, but I'm throwing it out there. Shooters shoot. Unslow-mo is really just what it's called, and it's the opposite of slow motion replays. It's just speeding up a replay. I think that would be funny if you just got, like, you know how you get the double jeopardy or whatever. Sometimes, like, if you challenge a play and you lose it, you should just be like, all right, well, now every challenge you have, you get unslow-mo replay challenge, and it's the referees can only watch it sped up. Like, you don't get to watch the play any slower. It's only faster. And it's like, but why would I challenge that? I don't know how to, like, enforce that, but it would just be really funny if it was just like, all right, and every so many challenges, like, oh, you got the unslow-mo challenge. And the refs are just like, you're like, how is that going to ever help? Like, I don't know. I don't know if he had 2 feet in. It was going too fast.
Or maybe like the unslow-mo, we put it in where like obviously we don't want teams challenging flags because then that gets iffy. But if we had the booth, like for personal foul penalties, like shots to the heads or late hits on quarterbacks, if those had to be, like, you're not allowed to watch them in slow-mo. Because in slow-mo, it always looks like last night, there was a shot on Patrick Mahomes. I think it was on Mahomes that they said was a late hit. He released it in under a quarter of a second, got hit later. If you watch that in slow-mo, you're kind of like, oh, well, he does take like a full step afterwards. But if you just watch it in regular speed, it's not. So I think any penalties like that, they should be reviewed, but you can't watch it in slow-mo.
Like helmet to helmet,
you have to watch it in game speed.
Sped up. Targeting penalty should be unslow-mo.
Just regular speed.
No, yeah,
just regular speed. And I think for penalties like that, it should always be throw the flag to be cautious if you need to. But then in order to keep the flag, you have to prove that it was a penalty. You have to have, like, without a doubt that it was a penalty to throw to keep the flag on the field, and it has to be viewed in regular speed. Because they're going to go a lot quicker too. Because if you're not sitting there in slow-mo going frame by frame, you watch it, and then, okay, you got to see it again. You watch it again, then you watch it again, and it happens quick. You probably can watch it 6 times in the time it takes to watch one slow-mo replay. I'm all for unslow-mo.
But I think like super unslow-mo would just be sped up, and I don't know how that would be enforced or used at all, but it would just be funny to be like, fuck! Like, the replays are just broken. They're just faster now. Now what? Now it's 3 times as fast instead of 3 times slower. I don't know.
I mean, that was, I'm not really,
again, high thought.
I don't want it sped up.
But it'd be funny, though, if there was one game, like the Nickelodeon game, they should just, like, if it's a game between shitty teams, they should just be like, all right, we're going to try the unslow-mo game. You could only look at replays super sped up.
I don't like that. I'm not
the
on
Giants
board with that
Packers Monday Night Football game in a couple weeks. Just unslow-mo replays. Let's just look at those. It's not going to matter.
We might have to watch that one together and just sit in
It's a
misery
Monday
together.
night game.
I know.
Monday night game. Fuck.
I know. But you got to wake up early. Damn.
I can do it for a Monday night game.
Yeah, actually, that's the worst idea. If it was a Sunday night game, I would say even maybe. Really, it would have to be Sunday afternoon for us to watch together. Anytime when you gotta stay up late to watch your shit team and then go to work in the morning, you don't want anybody around you. You just want to watch that alone in peace.
Yeah,
We'll be texting during that game. I think that's the best we can.
I did buy tickets for the Giants Saints game in a couple weeks in New Orleans. I'm gonna go with my buddy Darren, and I was like, I'm gonna wear my Giants jersey. I'm gonna be Giants guy at the stadium. So then to like even it out, so I don't get shit on for going to a Giants game where they're probably gonna lose, I bought a sad clown mask. So I'm gonna also just like, yeah, no, I get it. I'm a clown. I get it, but I'll just dress up like a sad clown, and then people like, you can't make fun of me.
Openly root for Jameis.
I'm already taking the joke out of it. I'm like, I know I'm a clown. Ha ha, joke's on me already.
Wait, you could have saved money on the mask, and you could have just done what Saints fans used to do and worn the brown paper bag over your head and be like, see, this is like, I'm connecting with you guys. Like this was your thing. Now it's my thing. So I'm bad.
That's true.
Actually, maybe you do that. Wear the clown mask, but then have the paper bag over the top. And when you take it off, you still have the clown mask on.
Yeah. And then I want to get like Giants Mardi Gras beads and then an Italian Giants Mardi Gras bead, or just Italian Mardi Gras beads too, so I can represent my boy Tommy DeVito.
After every play, just go, oh!
Hey! For the Sopranos theme, maybe first down. We'll get to Tommy DeVito in a little bit. Last thing I had really is that just, again, you guys know that we think the greatest invention ever made was Sunday Ticket, and I just want to say that I had a 4-hour car ride back, went to go visit the in-laws in Grand Prairie over the weekend, and the Giants played at noon. I was like, whatever, dude, I'll just like, I don't really care. There's a part where like we like lose signal, but I was like, I got an NFL ticket, let's just go. And I watched the Giants game the entire way home. There was like 45 minutes left of the ride when the game was over. It was just the greatest like way to waste a road trip. We're like, haha, watched a football game. Done. So shout out to NFL Ticket. It's beautiful. Not really a business idea. It's just like, hey, business idea, make football available on your phone where you can watch all the games at any point in time. Done. All right, great idea because it worked. Shout out to NFL Ticket. Greatest thing ever made.
I do have notes on it for this year, though. So I paid $400 for NFL Sunday Ticket. And this isn't my not cool for the week because it's really not that not cool. I was still able to watch like 6 games at once. I should be able to use it on more than 2 screens. Like, I understand if they, hey, this is a different location, you can't do that. I'm fine with that. But if I'm in my own home and I want to use 3 different TVs or 2 TVs and a laptop, whatever I want to do to watch the games, I should be able to. After 2 screens, it cuts it off.
I gotcha. Yeah, I agree.
So I wasn't able to watch every game because obviously I'm going to have the Packers on one screen by itself. That's my team. Then I've got a quad box over here. There's still 2 more games going on. Couldn't watch them because I wanted to have the Packers on one screen. That's bullshit. For $400, I should be able to, within my own home, as long as all the TVs are there, I should be able to have 9 different fucking TVs going in my one home if I want.
Yeah. No, I agree with you on that. My setup usually will be if it's like a noon game, the Giants and Texans typically kick off at the same time. And just because I talk about the Texans on the radio, I will usually keep the Texans game up. I'll keep the Giants game up on Sunday Ticket. And then I'll have on my cable, I'll have Red Zone on my other iPad. And like if the Giants are on, I'll keep the Texans on the background so I can kind of monitor that. But then like if the Giants is the game that I'm watching, having Red Zone on is just like, that's all I really need. It's like, all right, what else is going on in the games? Okay, there's a highlight of that. Cool. Now I know what's happening over there. And like the only thing that's a problem with
we've been over this though, I don't like Red Zone.
But when you're watching your team, I like to just see the highlights of all the other games as I'm watching my team instead of having a separate game on where I have to kind of monitor that. I would rather just be like, okay, this guy, Chris Hansen's going to tell me what's going on.
I got super ADHD brain. I'll watch 9 things at once, man. Like of course. So Texans are on TV. They get one of the TVs that doesn't take it up. Packers are on the main screen. Texans on the screen to the right. TV on the left. Quad box. I should be able to still use my laptop in front of me and watch it again.
Yeah, no, I get you.
That's all
I
I'm
agree
saying.
with you. I agree with you on that.
Like I got to write an email to Sunday because early on in the season I was able to do it. Early on in the season they hadn't caught on yet to multiple locations either. System. Oh yeah, like my brother was watching in like 3.5 hours away. But like now, like my sister on the like, if she wants to watch the Packers, she has to watch it next to me. I don't like that. Because if anything goes bad, I'm just going to look at her and be like, bitch, get the fuck out. Like that fumble was your fault.
You did this.
I don't want to talk to my sister that way. She walks in the room and something bad happens. I'm like, get the fuck out. You can't watch the Packers this week. I don't want to do that. You're ruining everything. Ruining everything. So Sunday ticket, like, come on. Fix it.
I agree. And do you feel like since you spent so much on Sunday ticket, like I've gone to the bar to watch games this year where it's like a Sunday ticket game and I will just throw Sunday ticket on my phone just to have a random game on, just so I'm like not wasting that week's worth of Sunday ticket. I'm like, I don't even fucking give a fuck about this game. I'm just going to have it running on my phone just so I can say like, got my money's worth this week.
I haven't gone to the bar for any games, but I would. I mean, in the past, I used to do that. I would go to the sports bar. And there always seemed like there'd be one game that wasn't on TV. Guess who would bring his iPad? And I would use my dad's Sunday ticket from back in the day. Bam, I'd have that game at our table.
Yeah.
Like if I have access, I'm going to use it.
Sunday ticket, baby. I feel like this podcast talks about Sunday ticket more than any podcast ever, especially any podcast that does not already sponsored by Sunday ticket. So if they're looking for a new podcast to advertise on, this is absolutely the one next season.
And we're always like, I still love it, but like, here's the thing. But we love it so much we can't.
But still love it. I'm still gonna get it.
Yeah.
What else did you bring?
They better not. They better not increase the price at all next year.
But if they do,
because like, I'm gonna pay. Yeah, I'm gonna pay it. Yeah,
that's the problem. I'm like,
but like, fucking don't.
You got me. You got me at gunpoint. I'm still gonna do it. Oops.
Like, it's so convenient and easy to use. I can't go back to streaming games illegally. Like I can't go back to watching games that are 2.5 minutes behind.
Yeah, it's frustrating. That was a very frustrating point of my life. But I was poor then, and I'm not poor, but I have the ability to spend stupid amounts of money on stupid things.
I'm less poor.
And I should also spend other money.
Yeah, it's just, I'm less poor to where I can afford that.
Yes, I can make dumb purchases occasionally. I just don't like to pay
for it,
and that is one of them. I also did buy NBA ticket again, or NBA TV again. So now I think I'm going to run it back and just get all the in-season programs or all the in-season subscriptions. Run back. What'd you bring in for Precome segment?
Not really that much. It's just it's another thing that it's actually like a complaint, but it's not cool. Is I'm sore because we've been doing so much prep for Thanksgiving at the restaurant. So we're cooking 280 turkeys on Thanksgiving morning. And there's a lot of prep that goes into that. There's also all the sides, everything we're doing. A lot of this prep is lots of peanut oil that has to be brought in and then moved around. And that's like my job. So I've just been all week long lifting up and moving multiple, I don't even know, they're 5 gallons, whatever 5 gallons of peanut oil weighs. I don't know, 50 pounds, whatever the fuck, 25 pounds. But I've just been moving like probably the equivalent of like fucking 100 of those over the last week, just moving them back and forth places, lifting. So like my back, shoulders, I never get sore anywhere. Like I don't carry, people are like, oh, I carry my tension in my shoulders. I've got a pretty stress-free life. But like my back, like top of my back right there has just been sore the last couple of days. And I've got like another 3 hours of doing that shit tomorrow where I got to wake up early to go in, even though we're closed. And then I'm waking up early again to go in for Thanksgiving. It's just like, this is bullshit. I don't live a stress-free life without children or any woman to stress me out. To be all tense up in my shoulders.
I shouldn't be tensing.
But hey, at the end of this, I'm like looking at, I can see the pot of rainbow at the end of it. The end of this, I get to my parents' house, eat shit tons of turkey, and drink all of the liquor that I can force into my body for 3 days. So that's pretty sick. And I also have an excuse. I have an excuse to not watch the Lions kick the shit out of my Packers on Thursday. I'll be working. So all in all, it's pretty cool, but like, your boy needs a break from the little bits of manual labor that I've been forced to do
There
for
you go,
3
yeah.
days.
Look, these hands are soft for a reason, all right? I'm not a manual labor kind of guy. Expecting me to do
Yeah.
manual labor, it's a little crazy.
I'm more of the guy that hands the guy the stuff that he needs to do the manual labor. That's the kind of guy I am.
Yeah. I'm the guy that the manual labor guy likes to like shoot the shit with. I don't do the manual labor, but I'm like, oh, Alex, that guy's a good time. He's shooting the shit while I'm doing all of this stuff.
I'm a vibes guy.
Yeah.
I'm a vibes
Yeah.
guy. It's what I do.
We're just vibes guys. Vibes guys all the way.
Yeah.
That's all you
So
brought.
that's all I had. I usually have another day to think of
Yeah.
something.
No, you're good.
I'm shortened by a day
weird
this week.
It is a weird week. Let's move on and get into the Comeback Kids segment where we tell you what's back in the news according to us. This week, the Comeback Kids segment is brought to you by the Pass the Gravy merch store. The PTG merch store, passthegravy.merch.com. We got new Christmas themed stuff in the store. We're working on getting some of the old Christmas sweater designs in there, but Robert has made a brand new one. It's got audio file. It's got like a audio wavelength going across it. It's got the Pass the Gravy logo on it. It says Pass the Gravy. It just says basically Pass the Gravy on it, but it's Christmas themed. You can also get that in a t-shirt as well. So maybe you don't want a Christmas sweater, you can get the Christmas themed t-shirt to go with it as well. And we also have the Christmas Spooktacular coming up Saturday, December 16th, the Southern Star Brewing Company. You can get our 10th annual Christmas Spooktacular t-shirts available now, and we have guaranteed you that they will show up before 3 months after the date of the event. Our last shirt provider could not guarantee that. These probably going to show up beforehand. I will almost guarantee that they're going to show up beforehand. If you order this week, they're definitely going to show up before December 16th. You'll have them in time to wear to the Christmas Spooktacular. And I promise you, you're not going to be getting them like our 500th episode shirts showed up months later. So passthegravy.merch.com, get the new Pass the Gravy Christmas sweaters. We're going to be updating the Christmas sweater collection going on throughout the week. And then we also have 30% off other stuff that's not Christmas themed or Spooktacular themed, like the PTG Icy shirts, the Ja 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 shirts, the PTG MTV shirts, the Pass the Gravy logo shirt, our sticker pack, our PTG shorts, and our PTG thank you bag shirts. They're awesome. Go check it out. Passthegravy.merch.com. It is the holiday season. You know what? Like, we don't have the Black Friday sale right now, but we have 30% off all the non-Christmas stuff. So if you're looking to get something for Christmas for a Pass the Gravy fan, for a loved one, maybe you just want to be like, hey, here's this podcast. Check it out. We got some dope merch for them. Go to passthegravy.merch.com, passthegravy.merch.com. When you get something from Pass the Gravy merch, make sure to retweet it and take a picture of it and retweet it. Shout out to Tessa. Shout out to Alexo. Shout out to Mikey P. Shout out to all you guys and gals that were showing us that you got your stuff on the Twitter at Pass the Gravy Pod. Hit us up. Send us your purchase receipt at Pass the Gravy Pod. We'll give you guys a retweet and a shout out on next week's podcast. PassTheGravyMerch.com. PassTheGravyMerch.com. www.passthegravymerch.com, the official sponsor of the Comeback Kids segment.
It's the Comeback Kid. The Comeback Kid of the week. The Comeback Kid of the week. Bitch.
Our first Comeback Kid this week is giving thanks because of T-Day. It's Thanksgiving week and everybody's giving thanks, and food is also back, and everything that goes with T-Day is back. Anything specific for you that you're the most excited to, other than the fact that you already kind of said, like, going to your parents, just getting shit-faced
Sandwich.
and eating a lot of turkey. The next day, the following day, turkey sandwich.
Well, historically, what we always have done is we did a Thanksgiving lunch,
Yeah.
and then the sandwich would be dinner. But I won't get up there until probably like 7, 8 o'clock. But that just means I'll eat immediately when I get there, and then probably have the sandwich at like 10 o'clock. And then again, the next I think I talked about this last year. We just call it the sandwich because it's fucking epic. My dad's a great cook as is, so it's not just slapping everything that's there together; it's slapping all the great shit that's there together. And my dad is like a fucking artist with the sandwich when he makes it. So usually a couple of the really small pickles on the side too, and some chips to give you the salty with the savory. Oh, it's so good. I get semi-hard just thinking about it. It's that good.
Honestly, the idea of like the sandwich being like getting there late and the sandwich being your Thanksgiving meal is awesome, because it really is just your Thanksgiving meal. I love when you get the sliced, like I always say the goat way to do the cranberry is just the can. No disrespect to anybody that makes like their homemade cranberry sauce, but like the can, I love it because you can just slice that bad boy up, slice part of the shape of the can, and then throw that bitch right there in the middle of the sandwich, a little cranberry slice, like a tomato
so
almost
good.
in there. It just goes perfectly. Smack some macaroni and cheese on there, smack some mashed potato on there, maybe drizzle a little gravy on there. Obviously,
See, the mac
get
and
the
cheese
turkey.
doesn't go on the sandwich for us.
Oh, see, if there's that, if like to me, if it's there,
I don't even think we have mac and cheese.
but if it's left over, you throw it on there. You just you slap a little bit.
Well,
on
that would go on
it.
the side.
I'm cool with that too, but I like making it all part of the sandwich. I want that fucking soggy, just fat ass sandwich, and like that is Thanksgiving meal in a fucking sandwich. So like that would be a fine Thanksgiving meal if you were like my Thanksgiving meal was the sandwich that plays.
It's just there's a reason that everybody in the world does it. It's that good.
Yeah.
And usually that's when, like, you're just kind of hanging around. It's not the big formal, everyone sit down around the table, blah, blah, blah. It's just like, hey, we got to eat some lunch today. Let's have a sandwich. And if you are a next day person that does it, bam, you've got the sandwich for Friday football. Bunch of Friday football going on, Black Friday football.
About it, because I also typically do like the Thanksgiving lunch, and then it's like during the end of the Cowboys game, whoever they're playing, or like now that we have that like Sunday, that like Thanksgiving night game, it's either like during that like late game that plays after the Cowboys game, or like Mississippi State Ole Miss. You like get to have like the, oh, I fell asleep. How much did I miss? Okay, cool. I'm gonna wake up, go make a sandwich, and then like finish like the second half of whatever game I'm watching on TV that I woke up on the couch during. Like that's all.
Didn't it used to be? Was Texas versus A&M? Did they used to play that on Thanksgiving? Is that what it was?
It was Thanksgiving week. I don't remember if it was always Thanksgiving. I think it was sometimes.
Yeah, because it's also rivalry week, but I feel like it's been so long. But either way, hey, next year we should have that game back.
Yeah,
so that'll be good.
The
fact that the two biggest schools in Texas haven't been playing for 15 years is ridiculous.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I agree with you on that. But yeah, Thanksgiving, dude. So your dad, is he going to do the fried turkey? Is he just going to do the old school turkey, or is he going to do like a brine? What kind of like a convection oven? I don't fucking know. Like all the new ways that everybody does it. Do you know what kind of turk you're getting?
I haven't asked him, but last year what he did was he did one fried turkey, and then he did one large turkey breast in the oven that he I don't know if he brined it, but he rubbed it down and seasoned it all up. And that was just amazing too. But I'm here for all of it. White meat, dark meat, breast, thigh, fucking
give
drumstick.
It all.
Dude, I don't discriminate when it comes to turkey. Yeah. I'm going to eat a shit ton of it. Then I'm going to walk over to the couch and I'm going to pass out with a dog under my arm.
It is
That's
a holiday
what I'm looking forward to.
That celebrates being with your family, even if you don't love your family that much. And it just celebrates being lazy and watching football, like watching other people hit each other as hard as they can while you don't do anything. That's the beauty of Thanksgiving.
While you pass in and out of consciousness, and
while you take naps,
one of the most peaceful naps you'll get all
football
year.
And eating. What else do you need? What else?
That's how you know it's a good nap too, because there's still noise. Like there's the sound of football going on, families running around, but when that nap hits, your brain just shuts off for 20 minutes. It's beautiful.
Trypto balls is what you're doing. You're tryptophan and balls right there. So yeah, giving thanks. That's back. Also back this week, food related sort of, is Good Burger. Because I saw today that Good Burger 2 is out this week on Paramount Plus.
Yeah, it's gonna be awful, but I don't.
It's not gonna be good. It's not gonna be good, but just the happiness that I get thinking about Good Burger as a child. I'll watch it. It won't be anywhere near the same.
Fuck yeah,
26 years after the original one. But like, fuck yeah, man. On watching Good Burger. Good Burger.
You just gotta go in with no expectations. Just like, you know what? It's a continuation of a story that I love. I'm down to, eat an edible, have a couple drinks, whatever you got to do first, and just sit down and enjoy the movie.
Yeah,
for the
smoke a little
nostalgia.
bowl.
That's all it's being made for.
Yeah, like I don't want to see anybody being like, "This fucking sucks. It's fucking terrible." It's like, duh, dude. When you go back and watch Good Burger as an adult, you're like, yeah, okay, probably not the greatest movie on earth, besides the fact that Sinbad had a fucking like Oscar-worthy, like, supporting role acting job right there. Other than Sinbad, like, yeah, maybe not the greatest acting in anything, but it was still Good Burger and it was sick, and I'm absolutely down for Good Burger 2. That's really all I had. Just saw that. I had to bring that back. Also back this week is the crawfish streak. Because after 200 consecutive weeks, I think it's over, Pat. I think I did it. I'm tapping.
The hell of a run, son.
Tapping.
Hell of a
The
run.
only concern I have is I did post like this is it. Done. 200 weeks. The streak is over. 208 weeks is 4 full years. Do I push through? Do I push through?
I don't think you have to.
But
you
feels
set
like
your sights on 200 a while ago.
It's such an attainable goal now. Like a full presidential administration. I ate crawfish.
Yeah, but like, okay, so then you'll be like, okay, that's 208 weeks. Well, 210 is a more of a round number. And then you'll be like, okay, well, if I go 3 more weeks after that, it's another quarter year, 4 1/4. And then, like, you'll just keep finding excuses to keep going.
See, okay, that was a good counterpoint, because that was my counterpoint also. I was like, it's just never going to end at that point. But like now that it's like 4, I'm 8 weeks away from 4 full years. That sounds way cooler than 200 straight weeks, right? Like 4 full years is way cooler than 200 straight weeks.
I mean, dude, you know my attitude towards this kind of stuff. You're an American.
Come out of
You're
retirement.
A free American. Do whatever the fuck you want. I mean, you could have yourself a nice little Brett Favre retirement there, where you retire, and then before the next season even starts, like, wait. No, I'm back.
Then I'm the Brett Favre of crawfish.
You could be the Brett Favre of crawfish.
Can I be the Brett Favre of crawfish and the Cal Ripken of crawfish?
I think so. It's kind of the same thing though, because Brett Favre has the record in football.
Had the record.
No, has.
Had.
He's got the most No, nobody's beat his consecutive games. Eli did not beat his consecutive games. Remember, he was going. Eli's not even like that. He wasn't even that close when he got benched by McAdoo. Like now, eventually, someday, Brett Favre's record will be beat because you can't touch quarterbacks anymore. But I think it's up there as one of the most impressive records in football.
Eli had 210.
Yeah, like nobody has really come very close to Brett Favre, which is incredible. Like I said, eventually it'll happen. Like I could see Patrick Mahomes beating him just because you can't hit quarterbacks anymore. But Brett Favre played with separated shoulders, broken thumbs on it. He played with a broken thumb on his throwing hand for like 6 weeks at one time. That's insane. Yeah, just absolutely insane. Broken ribs, fucking sprained MCLs. I remember looking at Sports Illustrated as a kid, and they actually had it mapped out one time. It was like a full page thing of like just an outline of Brett Favre, and it's just a line coming from every fucking injury he's had over the years. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so
he was the Iron Man.
Streak, I think it's over. As they have a change of heart at the last minute. So it's over pending. I mean, this is the week I would not get it on Sunday, and that would officially solidify that the streak was over. All I got to do is hit that button and order more crawfish. That keeps it going, and that's really how easy it is.
If you do it, you got to just post the, I'm not fucking leaving.
Yeah.
You got to just post that GIF.
And then I need to post
the streak lives on.
It was Ed, whatever his name was, that was always outside of Favre's ranch. They'd always send him down there from ESPN. It was like, why is he? Yeah, Ed Werder. It's like, I'm still at Favre's ranch in Mississippi, and nothing's happened yet. Back to you guys. Brett Favre could be mulling coming out of retirement again. What does this mean for Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers? Back to you. The Edward.
Luckily with Aaron though, once they turned it over to him, it was turned over to him, and then I remember it happened again after he retired from the Vikings. Like he could come back, but by that point we were like, nah, we're good with Aaron.
We already got a guy. Yeah, this guy.
We got a guy that throws just as many touchdown passes as Brett does, but throws literally a quarter of the interceptions over the course of the year.
So we're gonna go with that,
if not like more than that. Yeah,
we're gonna go with that.
I miss Aaron so much already.
But yeah, so the crawfish streak over, but maybe a Brett Favre and I come back. Maybe a Brett Favre and I come back, and then our next comeback kid is Italians. Just because fucking Tommy fucking DeVito got his first NFL win. A guy named Tommy DeVito won a game at quarterback for the New York Giants. He threw a touchdown pass. It was an absolute fucking dime to Saquon Barkley, and then he celebrated by doing the Italian like emoji fucking hey gabagool.
The hand.
Fucking I loved it. The referees tried to make sure they lost that game. That was a situation where there were two different instances that were the quarterback got late hit calls against him for Washington when it was like, oh, sorry, that guy was trying to make a tackle. My bad. Didn't realize that you can just stop midair because somebody got rid of like you're in the act of tackling someone and they get rid of the ball. They're like, well, you still hit him, sort of. So penalty. Like the referees were on the fucking take, and they had to be absolutely furious that the Giants did not lose that game. They had 9 sacks they gave up, but they forced 6 turnovers. So it wasn't all Tommy DeVito, but he did throw for 3 touchdowns. And just he's a fucking cool ass fucking name. He's Italian. I don't know. That's just great day for Italians. All right. Shout out for my boy Tommy DeVito. All right. I know that
the Jersey Shore had to be such a vibe after that game.
It had to be, dude. Fucking people were GTL and all. They're still GTL, and to this day, they're still GTL.
I could just I'm just picturing so many Guidos at bars that when it wins, and they're all just fucking fist pumping for like 25 straight minutes afterwards. Like the music stops and they're just still fucking going.
Tommy.
It had to be the greatest day for Italian Americans since the day that Godfather 2 was released.
Yeah, probably. It's up there at least. But it was
or at least since the Jersey Shore was released.
Yeah.
Because they had a moment then.
It was also one of those situations where you don't really get it in an NFL town or anything, but like he's a Jersey guy that did it for a team in Jersey. Like that's probably one of those like situations where like he's not paying for a drink in Jersey ever. Now, like Tommy DeVito is just like, oh, you fucking Tommy DeVito, hey, Tommy fucking DeVito. Like he'll get to like, people are just gonna be like, oh,
I don't know about that.
Thanks for that Washington game, bro. Thanks for that Washington game. Like he set himself up to where he's just gonna be a fun story. Like Tommy DeVito is not the Giants quarterback going forward. He's probably gonna have a fucking awful game coming up at some point. Like he's not the guy. But it's cool when you see like a fucking local dude go play for the team that he rooted for growing up, and then he fucking got a dub. And the Giants were dead. The Giants were dead, and yeah, they're probably still dead. But 9-8 is still possible. I've convinced myself 9-8 is still possible. Not probable, possible though.
I don't even know if it's possible.
Possible. It is possible. If they win out, it's possible. Probable? No.
Actually, you know what? No, see, like I can't even make fun of you for this because the other day I was just thinking, oh, if the Packers run the table,
if they run the table, we're in the hunt, right? Like at that point, then they're frisky. And then at the end of the season, we're like, we're hot. They don't want to fuck with us next year because we're hot. We finished strong.
I'm sure. I don't even know the Pack. I think how many losses do we have right now? We've got
Giants are 3-8.
We're 4-6. We run the table. Yeah. We go 11-6.
That's playoffs. That's playoffs right there.
And the offense, the young guys are starting to come along a little bit. The defense is getting a little healthier. Still not that healthy. No, but the Packers are going to lose by fucking 20 to Detroit on Thanksgiving.
But that is how my brain is just broken.
But also
warp your brain like that. You're like, but this is the defense is playing well. We're firing on all cylinders. 6 turnovers in one game. Like defense wins championships. We could do this. Offense, highest offensive production of the season. Huh? Everything's looking good. We're turning things around.
Yeah, my brain was just like, okay, well, the Lions defense is terrible and the Lions lose on Thanksgiving. It's just what they do. The Lions
That's
lose
just
on
what they
Thanksgiving.
do. That's what they do.
But there's no way the Lions don't run for 200 yards against the Packers because we can't stop the run, and they've got
But
two
what if-
really good running backs.
What if they figure it out and they do stop the run?
And I go, yeah, but and but the Packers beat the Lions on Thanksgiving. It's just what we do. It's just what we do. And then if we win this one, confidence, and then we just start rolling.
All-time high. Confidence will be at an all-time high. And you know what? You don't want to. You know what? Then the Packers would be. That's a team you don't want to face. It's a team you don't want to face.
Oh, that's no. You don't want to face the Packers in the playoffs.
You do not want to face this team right now. They are hot,
especially when we don't have home field advantage.
And they're here to play spoiler. That's what we get to play. That narrative. They're just here to play spoiler right now. Here to spoil everybody else's time. Huh?
If the Jets are eliminated, Aaron Rodgers comes back, and he just play for the Packers? I think everybody in the world would be okay with that, right?
I don't know. Jordan Love had a good game last game.
I'd still rather.
You want to sit down? You want to ride the hot hand? I think you want to ride the hot hand.
That was what was crazy too. Is it was the Packers' first time passing for 300 yards in like 22 games. Like even Aaron didn't do it anymore at the end of his stay. It was crazy.
Yeah. But hey, shout out to us for not being on the losing side of games. Shout out to our teams. Go us. It was a good. Pat and I would text each other. We're like, well, hey, at least we got to win. Just feels good to win. Fuck yeah, boys. Congratulations on not losing. Congratulations, my friend.
Couple of winners sitting here.
Couple winners.
Not on our ability to pick games.
We did go 0-6 in the
actual
PTG picks.
You finally have an 0 for week, and I fucking also go 0 for. Like, I don't even know what the standings are. You're so far ahead of me at this point.
Not really. A couple bad weeks, but this is a 6-pick week. We're doing a passing grade picks. Will be releasing picks on just T-Day games, and then we're gonna do the rest of the weekend's games. So look out for I guess Thursday morning I'll tweet those, and then Friday and Sunday morning I'll tweet the other games. So stay tuned for those. So that could be a 6-pick swing potentially for one of us. This is maybe where you come back, Pat.
Probably not going to be me.
Might be where you come back. All right, so Italians are back, and then our final comeback kid this week. Rivalry games, college rivalry games, because it is officially college rivalry week. And because of that, I feel like we haven't done a mock draft of this, and there's not really a reason we would do it except for this week. Let's do a mock draft of college football rivalries. Robert is not here right now, so Robert would not have had any good ones anyways. Do you want to go first? Or let's just do rock, paper, scissors. We do rock, paper, scissors to determine who goes first in this one.
Here, you know what? Hold on. I think this is going to be the easiest way to do it. I'll pull up a random number generator. You call odds or evens.
All right.
Hold on, I'll tell you when I'm ready. All right, it's going to be 1 through 10. All right. I'm hitting it now, and odds or evens. What do you select?
Even.
That's a 4. You get first pick,
even.
buddy.
I get first pick in the draft. And look who joined us. Look who has joined us. It's Bobby Jokes. Happy T-Day week, buddy.
Hello. Happy T-Day week to you too.
Did you want to congratulate
Join
us?
just in time to listen to sports.
Did you want to congratulate us for neither of our team losing this week?
Congratulations. I wasn't
Thank you.
aware.
Well, you
I wasn't
should
aware
be,
that the Packers won.
It's a big week. All right, we're about to do our mock draft of college football rivalries, Robert. I just picked evens. It landed on evens, so I will get the first pick of the draft. It's a snake draft, so it goes me, Pat, me, Pat, me. That's how we'll do it. It should be pretty quick. With my first pick, I'm going to go. This is the GOAT of rivalries in college football. It's Michigan, Ohio State.
Yep. That's number 1. All right, 2. I'm going the Iron Bowl, Alabama, Auburn, and 3. I will take. That'll be there later. You know what? And it'll come back here. People have forgot about it. Texas versus Texas A&M. That's an all-time fucking rivalry. Yeah, I know that's people are gonna be like, dude, that's such a bad pick. I don't give a fuck. People forget how good that rivalry is when it's going.
Yeah, see, that's the thing with like Texas has two big rivalries in this. I'm gonna take one of them, but before that, I'm gonna go Army Navy. I just think that's like the OG easy rivalry to go with. Army Navy always plays. It's always a cool one. They give it its whole. It's get its own week, aside from all the other games. But then I'm gonna go with the other Texas rivalry, Texas and Oklahoma. I do think that one, like, it was tough to rank like which one out of A&M or Oklahoma, just because like the hate between A&M or between UT and Oklahoma has consistently been there, and like I feel like it's lost a little bit of luster just because the A&M UT rivalry's like been gone for a little bit. That does come back this year, but like UT Oklahoma, that's an all-time one, and I also feel like it does kind of penalize it a little bit just because it's not like an end of the season rivalry. I always think those like add a little bit more weight to it, you know.
Mm-hmm. All right. So
That's back to you for two.
For two. Gee. I'm gonna take another one that's not played anymore, but it was an all-time. Notre Dame, Michigan. The two winningest like every year, the last like 3 or 4 years that they played, it was like these are the 1 and 2 winningest programs of all time, and they were like 3 wins away from each other at all times. And that one used to be punch each other in the fucking mouth, drag out football every time it was played. It was a great game. It's a fucking shame. Like the fact that Notre Dame like half joined the ACC instead of the Big Ten. Like all your rivalries are in the Big Ten, but let's play in the ACC. It still pisses me off. It's a beautiful game that needs to come back. And oh god, this is where it gets fucking tough.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of honorable mentions.
I'm gonna take one that's always just been fun. It's maybe the most fun game every year. I'm going with Bedlam, Oklahoma versus Oklahoma State, especially when it's played in or at Oklahoma State at night. It is the darkest sky in the world. There is no night sky that is darker than Oklahoma State at night in Bedlam. Every single year that game just bet the over. And it's going away now, and it's a fucking travesty with realignment. That's my only problem with realignment is these games are going away. Even though I think it was Oregon and Oregon State. It was either Oregon State or Washington State signed an 8-year agreement to keep theirs going, even though they're splitting up. All these other schools need to do it. Oklahoma State, fucking great rivalry every year.
Yeah, there's so many. Like, there's 3 that I'm really trying to decide between. This is gonna be a fucking stacked honorable mention. I feel like I gotta go with like end of the season ones, and this one is always no. I'm gonna go Florida State. Like that always like that's more of like an old school rivalry than it has been in like the current times. But it like used to be like every season that decided who like the majority of Florida recruits were gonna go to. And like Florida is like Florida, California, and Texas are like the 3 biggest recruiting states in the country, I would say. And like that would determine like a third of like the nation's best athletes going to one school a lot of seasons. So Florida State. And like that's cool because it's like a cross conference rivalry that's like stayed intact this whole time. Like they've been SEC, ACC, and they're still like, no, fuck you. We're playing you at the end of each season, no matter what. Let's keep it going. Florida State is what I'm going to take as the last pick. Let me write that down. And so recapping what we got, Pat has Alabama, Auburn, Texas, A&M, Notre Dame, Michigan, and Oklahoma State. I have Michigan, Ohio State, Army, Navy, Texas, OU, and Florida State. The 2 others that I was trying to decide between for the final pick were Ole Miss and Mississippi State, the Egg Bowl. That's fucking
a great
always
one.
Just like a brawl, but like typically they're not like top teams. So that one I thought might take a little bit of luster. And the other one I was really considering was Alabama and LSU. I feel like that would lose a little bit of luster because that would have been 2 games I picked that are not end of the season games. But like those, like if you look at like the last decade, like who has been like ranked in that and like what it's meant to the national championship picture, Alabama LSU is one of the greatest rivalries in the last 25 years, and it's always been like back and forth with those guys. But yeah, I just didn't pick it because it's not an end of the year rivalry.
Yeah,
What else did you have on your honorable mentions?
Notre Dame USC. Obviously, Notre Dame guy. I'm a Notre Dame fan, so I buy more of these. It is a classic all-time rivalry, especially before like modern football took over, where it was like a very regional sport. Notre Dame was always that team that had fans all over the nation. So they weren't super regional. And USC to a lesser extent also too. So they were actually competing with each other for recruits constantly. That's always been a big rivalry. And not exactly the
I
best
always thought that was like a
rivalry
bandwagon
game.
bowl because like a lot
Kind
of
of,
like
yeah.
it was back in the day because it was just like there were TV teams.
But it was a good
people are
it was a good
Cowboys
game.
fans because they were good and they were always on TV. A lot of people are Notre Dame fans because they were always on TV because they were good, and USC was the same way. So I think a lot of people were like, I root for the teams I can watch. USC, Notre Dame, very easy to root for if you're watching them on TV all the time because they weren't like you didn't have Peacock where you could go fucking watch that game of the week and shit.
Yeah, and this week I have no idea when Notre Dame allowed this. It's Notre Dame Stanford, which isn't a very exciting game these days now that Stanford's down, but it's on the Pac-12 network. The fact that Notre Dame ever signed off to allow one of their games to be Pac-12
Bullshit.
network only is fucking embarrassing. The other one that I had, it was never going to make my list, but it deserves the honorable mention just because it's got one of the greatest names for any of these bowl games. Georgia Tech, clean old-fashioned hate. That's just a fucking great rivalry game name.
When I lived in Atlanta, that was like their A&M UT, except Georgia Tech beat the fuck out of Georgia every time that year. Like back then, like Georgia Tech was always the better team, and now it's really funny to look at it that way because Georgia Tech.
Yeah. Also, Pitt, West Virginia. Those teams fucking hate each other. That's a good rivalry.
Yeah,
that's a good college rivalry.
I don't care about either of those schools. I also had Harvard, Yale, the game. Like that's the OG rivalry. Oregon State, Florida, Georgia,
Clemson versus South Carolina
cocktail party.
That's another all-time great name. Yeah.
Like interconference rivalry as well, which is pretty cool. Washington State, the Apple Cup. The Holy War, we talked about that a little last week. BYU, Utah, but Bama, Tennessee has like always been one-sided. I feel like last year Tennessee got them finally, but it's like I lose respect for rivalry when like the Ohio State Michigan wasn't good until the last 2 years when Michigan finally was able to win again. Whereas
it was still always good.
Just a one-sided rivalry. It's not, kind of the Iron
Bowl. It was
Bowl,
always
like,
good.
You get them every now and then. Yeah,
and Bama, Tennessee, it's really only gotten bad since Saban's been there, which has been 15 years or whatever it is now. But it always was a good game. It's just Nick Saban's the greatest coach of all time and built one of the greatest dynasties of all time to where it didn't matter who was playing them, they weren't fucking losing. Like it took Cam Newton to beat him. It took a last second fucking miracle 109-yard missed field goal to beat him. It's just and that happens in rivalry games. Like one team gets down, one team gets up, and they just beat the dog shit out of them for a decade and it loses its luster. But the real fans never lose that hate and that fire.
There you go. Okay, so that was our mock draft of college football rivalries. I'll find a way to make a graphic for that, and we'll post that. I guess Friday. Let's have Friday during the mock draft, or just during shit. Who knows? All right, let's move on to the not cool segment. A lot of things in life are not cool, and when you have something that happens to you that's not cool, we'd like to. This is our venting session. We get to vent with one another. Just be like, if it makes you say, "Hey, man, that's not cool," hit us up. We're at PassGrayPod on Twitter. Use the hashtag PTG not cool. That's how we'll search for them. Tag us at PassGrayPod, and then just tell us what makes you say, "Hey, man, that's not cool." If you get you stub your toe, not cool. You get shot, also not cool. They're varying degrees of not cool. Pick some of the best listener viewers submitted not cools each week, and we'll read them to you. And Pat, will you tell everybody a lot of things in life are not cool? Southern Star is never going to be one of those things, but tell everybody quickly about our good friends at Southern Star. Really,
I'll tell you what's cool. When you walk into the liquor store, it's not one you normally go to, and you're looking for Southern Star, and you walk in and you see this beautiful son of a bitch right here that I haven't had a strawberry blonde in a couple months, and let me tell you, it's hitting. Robert, I believe the youngins would say it's bussin'. I didn't go so far to say it's bussin', double.
Whoa.
But you know what? If you're not like, I used to not be a guy that liked fruit in my beers. Bam. You got the original Bombshell Blonde right here. You know, you like a little bit of a darker beer. Bam. The Buried Hatchet Stout. I was drinking these last week. I was making Boilermakers out of those last week. And let me tell you, that will get you fucking going quick. Delicious beer. Great made beer. Made by great people. You're always going to have a good time. Get up to the brewery. They'll let you have a flight, taste a bunch of different things. They'll find a beer that you like. It's your thing. They say it's beer for people that like beer. It's also beer for people that don't like beer. If you're not a big fan, they'll find you something. They've got so many delicious options. There's always like, I swear, it feels like 15, but it's not. It's like always 3 or 4 different IPAs that are going on. They're a lot of fun. They've got the taproom exclusives when they just want to play around with a beer before they get it ready. We've had a couple of sours that they've made over the last couple of years named after us. Luckily, always delicious. But either way, like grab yourself a 6-pack when you're at the store, get up to the brewery, bring your family. We're in that area now where it's cooler outside, but it's not freezing cold, especially at their location. They've got trees on every side, so there's usually not too much wind whipping right through at you. You can be outside, enjoy some beer, enjoy the weather, and get some great food. They've always got good food trucks going on up there. They've got good events going on up there. It's a great place. There's great people everywhere.
Do you happen to have any idea? Like, is there some sort of event this coming month, that we could maybe go to?
I think there might be some sort of spooky event going on.
Oh, a spooky event, but it's not Halloween.
Halloween's not the only time for ghosts.
Pastor Gravy's Christmas Spooktacular, the 10th annual Christmas Spooktacular going down at Southern Star Brewing Company, 3525 North Fraser Street up in Conroe. We got the Gravy's Awards. We're going to be doing the nominations in a couple of weeks for that. And yeah, it's going to be the spookiest Christmas party of all time. There's going to be Santa Claus there. We're going to have our awards show. There's going to be some of the best food and drink. We're going to have our Christmas movie bracket. We're going to have all kinds of awesome stuff going down. So make sure to mark your calendar. It's going to be around noon, Saturday, December 16th. It's going to be a great time for everybody. Come hang out with us up at Southern Star Brewing Company and mark your calendars and then like tag us at Pass Gray Pod. Tag them. They're at Southern Star Brewing Company and at Southern Star BC on Twitter and Instagram. Let them know you support the people supporting the podcast. Southern Star Brewing Company, the official beer sponsor of Pass Gray Podcast. I don't usually drink during the podcast these days anymore, but I just cracked open a Southern Star. It's tea day week. Fuck it, dude. It's our week. And I'm going to celebrate with a strawberry bombshell blonde. Southern
Cheers,
Star Brewing
buddy.
Company, the official beer sponsor of Cheers, everybody. The official beer sponsor of the Christmas Spooktacular and the Not Cool segment. Roll.
Not cool, man. Dude, that's not cool. Not cool. Not cool. Dude, that's not cool. Not cool, man. Dude, that's not cool. Not cool. Not cool. Dude, that's not cool. Not cool. Not cool.
All right, let's start with some viewer listener submitted not cools. Don't forget, you can be a viewer like some. If you go to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/@PassGrade Podcast, just search Pass Grade Podcast. We'll click subscribe. Let's get to 500 subscribers, please. And if you're listening to us, please just go over to the YouTube channel, subscribe, click a little thumbs up to like the video, maybe a little ja comment. Help us out there. If you're watching us, go and click listen on the iTunes store, on the iHeartRadio app, wherever else you get podcasts. Give us clicks on both ends, so we can grow the viewership and the listenership each way. Our listener submitted not cools. We're gonna start with this one's from Danielle Weston at Danny_Weston on Twitter, and Danielle says her not cool is when people are in the drive-thru and they don't know what they want. Get out of line. I do understand sometimes when you go to like Whataburger has a very intimidating menu at times. Not that like you don't know what you want. Like I know 5 things I might get at Whataburger, but Whataburger's menu is huge. So there are times where you're like, I don't want, like, do I want the special sandwich they got? Like they got the honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich thing. Do I want that right now? Do I want to go with the Whataburger #1? Do I want the chicken strip meal? Like I understand that, but like there are people that take way too long at the drive-thru, and I think I feel like there should be with an ATM. I think there should be a shot clock. There should be a shot clock at a drive-thru. You get a minute and a half max. During peak lunch hours, you get 1 minute. I think you gotta like lower it down during lunch rush. But like at night, minute and a half, you should be able to get your order in. That includes hey, can you give me a second? Cool. You get a minute and a half. That's a long time. It's 90 seconds. But if you take your 90 seconds out, I'm sorry, gotta pull around. Retry that. I don't think that's a lot to ask. And I think that would kind of keep people in check because it's like, dude, I'm not going to be here all day. I do feel like there's people at the bank when they're trying to withdraw shit. You're like, man, it should not take 10 minutes to withdraw $50 from the fucking thing. Just get in, get out, boom. Okay, I understand there's issues with machines occasionally. That's a pass. But like at a drive-through, go. All right, 90 seconds. Yeah, give me a second. What do you want? Okay, what did you want to drink? All right, got it. I'm gonna go with this. Yeah, I'll get this, and this. Done. All right, cool. Pull up. But if you can't do it in 90 seconds, yeah, you should pull around. Solid, not cool, Danielle. There's nothing worse than when you just get behind the guy that just keeps ordering, but then changes their order, but then doesn't know what to do. Or they say, just give me a second, and then they take forever. No, if you're ordering for a large group, make sure you got it written down when you show up. Don't fucking start calling people at the last second.
Yeah, like if you're by yourself, you can look at the teller or, when the voice comes on, just give me 1 minute. Or give me a second. And then you can look. If you've got multiple people in the car, you pull that menu up first, and you motherfuckers better know what you want. Like I did it the other day. I pulled up. I'm by myself, pulled in McDonald's. I didn't know exactly what I wanted at breakfast. I go, yeah, just give me 1 second. I looked. 10 seconds. Literally probably 10 seconds. Okay, I'll get the number 7, which actually that's a lead into my not cool for later. But I think if you ever say I need a second to look at the menu, you get 20 seconds. 20 seconds and that's it. That's a long time to scan through that menu because you know what? There's usually 15 items on the board. You figure it out, and if you want to order more, you look at it as you're saying the first thing. But I think your number's right. 90 seconds from the time they say, what would you like, to when you're pulling forward because you've completed your order.
And that includes the like, hey, just give me a second.
Food, guys.
The give me a second, and it's still running on the 90 seconds. Yeah. You don't stop the timer at all.
Food, guys. If you need time, get your fat ass out of the car and go walk inside and wait there.
And no harm, no foul. If you take the 90 seconds, you take the 90 seconds, like we're not gonna roast you. It's just like, all right, please pull around and try again. Like nobody's gonna be like, fuck you, pussy. Like it's just like, all right, red light's on, you gotta pull around. Get to the back of the line, start it over. Now hopefully you'll know what you want next time.
Yeah, but that would be great if they had that and you could just like sit on the side with your buddies with a like cooler full of beer and you could roast people that took too long. That'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, that'd be added value to it, absolutely. But like
you
just
say,
like,
it pretty
like
much only
red.
happened at lunch. So it's a weird time to just be crushing beers with your boys, but but it'd be a lot of fun to do.
Would be funny. But that's a solid not cool. I do hate it when you get behind somebody in like a drive-through anything, and it's just like they are taking an unreasonable amount of time on anything like that. So solid not cool, Danielle. Todd Voss weighs in with our next not cool. He's at as_seen_by_TV on Twitter, and Todd says glitter is his not cool. He says glitter sucks, and apparently my kid dumped some on herself today at daycare. He attached a picture, and she does have glitter in her hair. Unfortunately, Todd, I think you have to move now because once that gets in your house, it is stuck there. You will never get that out of your house forever.
It's worse than sand.
It's like really a seller's market, right? I don't know. It's seller's market right now, Todd. So start listing that house and look for glitter-free houses. And yeah, that's honestly my best advice for you. But that does suck. Fucking like just the fact that we haven't gotten rid of glitter. Like we're about to get into Christmas season where like for some reason there's not ever been a memo that's gone out where it's like, hey, stop fucking putting glitter on all of the Christmas bags. Like, we don't need that at all. The Santa Clauses do not need to be covered in glitter. Just Santa Claus in a red hat, that's fine. I don't need to add the glitter on it because what's going to happen is then it's going to be on my car seat, which is then going to get on my pants, which is then going to get on everything else I sit on, and it's in on my couch. And then it's then wherever I'm trying, like if I'm trying to go to a gift exchange, all the fucking glitter is going to rub off on all that shit. Like I'm going to have white and red and blue and green glitter all over the fucking place. We don't need glitter. Glitter should be, when I am president, glitter is banned. Thank you, Robert. Thank you. And I think we need to be louder. For far too long, we have stood silently as glitter has just gotten a pass. Just like, oh, hey, no, let's add glitter to this thing. Let's add glitter to this wreath. This wreath that's up here. No, wreaths don't need glitter. Wreaths do not need glitter under any circumstances. Glitter is not ever needed. It is not ever needed. We do not need glitter. No.
For the longest time, it
Hard
was just
stop.
like strippers and kindergarten art teachers were the only people in the world that bought glitter. And strippers, I understand. I still don't think it's necessary because guess what? We're not here to see your glitter. We're there to see your boobies. We don't care if there's glitter on them. In fact, all it can
But
do
to
is
give it
get
to kids,
yeah. That's what's
to give it to
it's,
kids, that's
it's
terrorism.
insane to me.
That is
It's
terrorism.
insane to me that kindergartner teachers, or not just kindergarten, elementary teachers still buy glitter. You're giving glitter, the thing that is worse than sand and gets into everything and sticks to everything and you can never get rid of, and you're giving it to 6-year-olds. What kind of dumbass crackhead fucking logic is that? Like, if anybody out there is or knows an elementary school art teacher, and you ask them and they say, yeah, I use glitter, punch them in the fucking head. That person's not, there's a reason they're teaching art and not a real fucking subject. Well, yes, they are stupid because if they were smart, they'd be teaching little kids math or science or English. But no, you wanted to be a teacher, but you're so fucking stupid. The only thing you could, like, you're not even smart enough for PE. You're so dumb. They're like, well, let's give you art, but you're a terrorist. You're covering kids in glitter every day and sending them home.
No.
How could they stand? How can they stand being covered in glitter? Because if kids have glitter and they run up and hug you, you're covered in fucking glitter. It makes no sense to me.
Giving glitter to kids is an act of terrorism. The fact that like that is like I would say like the number 1 or 2 class of people that uses glitter just for arts and crafts and shit. And it's like obviously they have the least fine motor skills or like the least qualified with their motor skills to use glitter. Like it's gonna go everywhere and then it's just gonna spread everywhere and then like now glitter is all over my fucking house. No, don't give kids glitter. It should be banned. If I'm president ever, we ban glitter. Glitter should be illegal and it's an act of terrorism to give it to kids.
It's glitter
That's all I will
terrorism.
say on that.
That's what it is.
It's glitter terrorism. All right. And I feel like I don't know what else we need to speak out on that, but like fuck glitter. And I stand by you wholeheartedly, Todd Voss, in your fight against glitter.
I mean, it's literally the entire population except for strippers, art teachers, and children. And guess what? I don't think any of those populations should be able to vote anyway. So let's just make it a law. I think everybody can get behind that.
I agree. All right. Next, not cool from you guys. From Glamour Perry at Glam for Life on Twitter. And Glamour says her not cool is getting COVID before your 10-year reunion that you planned.
I don't know why you
That
got
sucks.
tested, but that's dumb.
She's probably a better person than us.
I mean, if you can just ignore it at this point.
Yeah. I think at this point you can.
I think like 80% of the population
it's
just
the right
ignored it.
thing.
Like I think we've
It's
gotten
the
to
right
the point
thing to
where
do.
you just go, it's flu season. I probably got a little touch of the flu. But guess what? No, like you don't stop going to work when you're kind of sick. Like if you can still walk around, you're not sick. If you're not bedridden, you still need to go to work. If you can go to work, you can go in public.
That was such a time though where it was like, if you feel sniffly at all, please don't go to work, and everybody just like would take off when they did that. It's like, yeah, we should probably really do this when we're sick with anything, but like nobody's really ever going to do that. You're like, well, I got the sniffles, I'm still going in, I don't care.
I don't know.
Like,
The
there was
restaurant
like a 2-year period where we're like, I don't feel good, I'm not going in, and like
I think
now
the
it's
restaurant
like back to,
injury
like, fuck it.
didn't really do that as much because everyone was like, you know, it's an industry where your pay is based on tips. So people weren't like, oh, I get to stay home now. They're like, no, I have to go to work. So we can only seat 25% and I need every last dollar I can get. It was a weird time. It was a very weird time. It did have its pluses though. There was parts of COVID that was dope.
Some of it was, but
No
I'm glad
traffic?
that
Oh.
part, I'm glad we've moved past it.
Yeah. But yeah,
I'm glad we
Glamour,
moved
that
past
sucks. But also just keep
T's
testing
and P's,
every day.
hopefully you're healing up.
Hopefully, I mean, just keep testing until you don't test positive anymore.
Drink some soup. Get a lot of soup going. Lots of fluids.
Bourbon. I'm telling you, drink lots of bourbon. Sweat that
And then
shit
get
out.
vaxxed and revaxxed. Did you get your booster? Huh?
Yeah.
Travis Kelce
yeah.
says you get your booster.
Because eventually the autism will trump the COVID.
All right, who wants to go next? Robert, we haven't talked to you in a minute. What's up with you? What's not cool in your world, buddy?
Really kind of like when something that's supposed to be good for you just betrays you. I had
You got
canes.
autism?
I got canes for the
Oh, okay,
first
never mind.
time in several years, like this past Sunday. And right afterwards, I felt terrible. Stomach ache. My head hurt for some reason. It was
Did you get hot snakes?
I don't know what that is.
It's when you're pooping and it just feels like hot snakes coming out.
No, it was more like I couldn't.
Oh.
Ooh, then you eat a cream-based soup that'll run right through you.
We had this conversation last week. No soups. No soups for me.
Yeah.
All right.
Clearly.
Don't try to push your big soup agenda on me.
Robert Soup Nazi himself. No soup for me.
Emma did make the best broccoli cheddar soup I've ever had in my entire life earlier this week. So if you want me to send you over some of that, I think it might change your mind on soups.
Yeah, if you'll provide it, I'll some word that rhymes with provide. If you provide it, I'll eat it.
Subscribe.
I almost got canes the other day, but the line was too long. Got some DQ instead. A little blast from the past.
Yeah, I don't think I could tell you the last time I had DQ.
Yeah, I think I've had DQ maybe once.
Yeah, it was just like one block down from the Canes that was too full for me to go to. I will say this, Dairy Queen, surprisingly good taco bowl. I was not ready for how delicious that was.
Why did you want a taco bowl at Dairy Queen?
Well, it was on Saturday, and I knew I had a long day of watching football ahead of me, and I had no food. So I got the chicken strip meal, but then I saw they had a taco bowl, and I was like, fuck it, I'll try that. And I put it in the fridge for later that night, heated it up in the oven. It was dope, dude. Don't sleep on the DQ taco bowl.
It was like an experimental go, though.
Yeah, it was like, I'm going to eat
like
this
that was
later.
Okay, no. If as long as you had like another meal, you're like, fuck it, I'll try that. If you were just like, I just went that as my sole meal, I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You don't just go the experimental route right off the bat.
I was gonna say I wouldn't knock it though. If you go to DQ and only get a taco bowl, it's fucking worth it. That shit's good.
Pat, do you have an air fryer?
I do not, actually.
What about you, Alex?
I do.
You do. See, I feel like I kind of want one, but I don't need one at all.
Yep.
It's kind of a game changer. My new hack. I don't cook because I'm a piece of shit. But my new move lately, like when I've been off all week this week, so I'm making these breakfast sandwiches, and I get 2 pieces of toast or 2 pieces of bread, and I put 2 slices of cheese. Like I put a cheese on each piece, and then I have like microwave bacon, and I break it in half, and I put a piece, like a half a piece, like 2 halves of a piece on each side of the toast, and then I like toast that, and then I fry an egg while it's in the toaster thing, and I put on like the it's like 4 buttons or like 4 dashes on like the toastness or whatever it is, and I toast it, and then like in that 4 minutes I fry an egg, and then I put the egg on top of it and make a little fucking egg sandwich, and it's the shit, and it feels like I did a bunch of work even though I just put it in an air fryer.
I got a video I got to send you. It's a little more work than that
simple
though.
Shit, and you're like, I did that.
I saw a video yesterday where the dude country fried an egg, to where like he dropped it in the fryer for like 20 seconds to cook it, then battered it in seasoned flour, and then put it back in there. So it was like a country fried egg. Blew my fucking mind. I didn't know that existed.
Air fryers are worth it though, I think.
But like it's
I'm
just
not the
an
guy
oven.
that swears like it's a world beater.
I've got a brand new
It makes
oven.
shit a lot easier.
It's an oven that heats up faster. That's all it is.
Yeah, that's why I don't have the counter space. I don't have like.
But with air.
But
with air though, bro.
I'd say at least once every 3 months. So once a quarter, I'll get drunk and I'll look up and I'm gonna buy an air fryer. And then I see it's like $150, $200. I'm like, wait, no, I'm not. I've got an oven that works.
Yeah, we got it for a Christmas gift a couple years ago, but Emma uses it a lot, and I've started using it, so it's getting its money with it. And ours is cool because ours like it slides out, but then once you're done with it, you can slide it up, so it saves the counter space.
Ooh.
So like it comes out, but then you slide it up, and you get a lot more counter space.
My dad uses his a lot.
So there's definitely kinds like that.
It's great for wings. I will say that. It makes great wings.
Those cauliflower wings I was telling you that Emma made, Those were pretty dope. I bet Sam, I know she doesn't eat meat, but like Sam could whip up some really good cauliflower wings. I was like a hater on
They're not
cauliflower
wings.
wings, and then Emma
It's
made them. I was
cauliflower
like,
bites.
right. It's cauliflower bites, but they fuck. They fuck.
Oh yeah, don't get me wrong, they're delicious. I just
Bread
don't
those
like
bad
calling them
boys,
wings.
covered in buffalo sauce. They fuck.
Chunks of garlic too. Spicy garlic.
Yeah.
It's the best wing sauce there is.
Air fryers. I'd say they're worth it. They're worth it. Says you're not cool.
Yeah. Food betraying me.
All right.
I'll go next because I
100%.
feel like yours is probably the best one, Alex. Along the lines of the air fryer right there, I'm gonna end up wasting money on a grill because like 3 times in the last month I've gotten drunk. So I saw. Let me back up. I saw an Instagram video about how like it's not grill season right now. So like Walmart and a lot of places have their grills on sale. So there's really good prices on grills. So like 3 times in the last month, I've gotten drunk and I've almost bought a grill online. Luckily, I've stopped myself every fucking time because I'm like, dude, you cook at home like once a month. You don't grill, and your sister, like my sister's not going to use the grill, but I'm going to end up wasting like $300 on a grill that I'm going to use 3 times in a year. It like I said, I've stopped myself each of the 3 times it's happened, but it keeps happening, and eventually I'm going to be drunk enough to where I can't stop myself.
Yeah. No. Absolutely.
And it's so dumb. Like, but don't get me wrong. There's like, if you guys are looking for a grill, look now. There's great prices everywhere. I was outside of a Home Depot today getting shit for work. Fucking great grills for $300. So it's coming. It's happening. But it's a fucking problem.
fucking problem.
My other one, as I said the other day, I went and got McDonald's on my way into work. And normally I go with the sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit. And I will be honest, 90% of the reason I get McDonald's, I want that hash brown. That hash brown is fucking perfect. It's so goddamn good. I drive off. I didn't get that. I got the 2 little sausages. They call them burritos. They're not burritos. It's basically a fucking taquito, the size of it. But I get that. I drive off. I get to work. Open it up. No hash brown. Broke my fucking heart. That's the whole reason I got the breakfast. Most of the time, I'll order an extra hash brown. But I was like, today, I'm not going to order the extra. I'm just going to get the one that comes with the meal. How dare they? I wanted to call them up and just be like, how dare you?
You should get McDonald's breakfast for life, honestly, after that.
No, but like I couldn't even be that mad at it because I know the rules. When you get fast food, you check that bag before you drive away. Never trust them. Because it's not even their fault. It's not that they're bad at what they're doing. They're spitting out so many orders.
It stacks
the
up.
odds of probability tell you shit's gonna get forgotten off orders from here and there. It is what it is. It's not their fault. They're not doing it on purpose. They're not trying to fuck you going, hey, he doesn't get his hash brown. They just forgot to put it in the bag. It happens. It's my fault for not checking. But when all you want is that hash brown and it's not there, it's very deflating to the rest of your day.
Yeah, no, I feel you.
I fucking love hash browns. So, yeah,
But
thank you.
sometimes I feel bad for checking my order because there's people behind me. Like, I don't want to hold anyone up. I just want to just keep going.
It doesn't take that long. It doesn't take that long though.
Especially thing like hash browns, they've got them all ready. But even what I'll do is I'll be like, oh, this isn't in there. Should I just pull off to the side real quick? And sometimes they'll be like, no. It'll take me 20 seconds. I'll be right back. And sometimes they'll be like, yeah, if you want it, we'll run it out to you. Cool, no problem. I'll sit off to the side for 20 seconds. I'll probably be done with the rest of my meal by the time you bring me my hash brown, which is cool.
Have you ever had it where they ask you to pull up because they're like waiting on finishing your order, and then you get it and shit's fucked up, and you're like, I can't just knock on hello. Like you have to go knock on like the one-way exit door that they can go in, and you're like, this isn't in here. I've had to do that twice before, and it was awkward.
The best way to do it is probably just to give them a quick little honk, and like wave your hand, and they'll see that.
Well,
like,
no, it's like when they ask you to pull up already.
No,
So
I
you're
get
not
that.
in the line technically anymore.
Yeah, but like, as long as it's not like they ask you to pull into a parking spot, you're talking about you just pull up in front, but you're still in the line. You're just
but they were already back in. Like they were already.
Yeah,
back
but
in.
That's why
they give you shit.
I'm just
It's
saying
a
you give
pain
the
in the
quick
ass, it's the
honk
whole
and it
thing.
gets their attention, and
The
then
whole
you
fucking
wave,
thing, dude.
and they'll send someone. But yeah, it just It's but hey, it's fast food. It's not fine dining. You get what you pay for. You're paying cheap money for lots of greasy food. You just gotta be aware, and that was
There
on
you
me.
It's a
Alex, what
solid
do you
not
got?
cool. My not cool is this is like a pre not cool, but it still counts. Went to the dentist for the first time in 2 years this week, and I am like 80% sure that I am going to have to get a root canal. I've never had a root canal, and I would recommend not looking up what a root canal is. If like, I mean, I know it just sounds like that sounds as fun as getting a root canal. Like, not fun. It's a not fun thing. That's what like the phrase is. Just like, that is the worst thing ever. And they're like, ha, 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 yeah, we're gonna have to go in there, and it looks like you might have to get a root canal. And I was like, fuck. And the root canals are like $2,000 also too. So like, that's super fun. That's
Your
just a super
insurance
fun thing with
insurance isn't
yeah.
covering it?
No, it does, but your insurance only covers some of it and not the full amount. So that leaves you to cover the rest of it. And my insurance, I love iHeartMedia, but not the best insurance. I would say. So
Is your tooth like in
yeah.
pain? Like it hurts a lot?
No.
Then
They
why are
took
you doing it?
because it will be in pain if I don't do this.
How do you know?
So they
Why?
showed like you could see
Because the people
like,
that make money off of it told you that it will be in pain eventually?
because the x-ray they showed me were like, all right, so you have a cavity that's this far. When it gets to this far, you're going to be about at least a 9 out of 10 in pain. And I was like, I don't know how long that'll be before that happens. So might as well get it fucking fixed up before the end of the year when my my benefits thing reset. Might as well spend some of that money, I guess. So December 5th, I am going in, and again, there's like an 80% chance that I'm going to have a root canal. They do root canals 2 days a month, and I have to go in on one of those days. And yeah, not looking forward to it.
They have scheduled root canal days.
Yeah, because they have to
Also-
have like an endodontotrist or whatever it is. I'm butchering the actual term, but like there's somebody that specializes in root canals. It's not just your regular dentist. It's like this guy comes in, he's like the fucking wolf on Pulp Fiction. It's like, you need root canals? I got you. What does this guy do? Root canals. You need anything else? I don't know about that, but he can do it. He can do a mean root canal. And like that's what he specializes in. So it's like you want that guy. You don't want
realize
just like the rando guy that's never done that.
that's a Tuesday.
Oh yeah, I know.
So I'm gonna go ahead and say, guys, there's a chance we miss a week. Because if you have a root canal on Tuesday, you're not going to be able to talk through the podcast on a Wednesday. You got to give yourself
I don't
a
know
day.
if you know what my
recover.
day job is, bud. My day job is also talking.
Yeah, I figured you would probably have to miss a couple days of that too.
No, it's like I think you get numbed, and I think you're good to go.
Oh yeah, but we're gonna be talking like this for a couple days. That's not gonna be annoying.
Then you
on
just
the
make fun of
podcast.
my voice for a week, and then it's hilarious content. It's great.
Yeah, that'll be a great podcast when nobody can understand a fucking thing you say for 3 hours and they're just listening.
Well, then
to
it's going to
me.
be a very Pat and Robert heavy podcast. Then, all right. They like you guys too.
They like him.
But yeah, dude. Not like I've never had a root canal. So if anybody has had one and would like to send me positive words of affirmation about like, don't worry, Alex, it wasn't that bad. It just like it's supposed to take like 3 hours, and like I don't like being at the dentist for 5 minutes. 3 hours at the dentist sounds like torture, and just fuck, man.
Generally speaking, most root canals will take anywhere from 1 to 2 weeks to fully heal, but in some cases it could take longer. That's fully heal. Everyone knows what the fully heal time is. Bullshit. How long should you rest after getting a root canal? Recovery time lasts less than a week. Mild discomfort for a few days, but you can manage it with medication. So yeah, just dope yourself up.
We'll have a very loopy podcast. That'll be fun. I'll just film Vicodin.
Just a little bit of whiskey, a little bit of a very little bit of whiskey if you're going to take Vicodin. I was going to say whiskey and weed, but you know, I'm a natural
Whiskey,
remedy kind of guy.
And Vicodin. I don't have Vicodin. I don't think they're gonna give me Vicodin for it. So
I mean, just
I
get
don't
some
know. But
fucking
yeah,
Orajel and numb the whole fucking area. You'll be fine.
I would appreciate the T's and P's going forward. I am really not looking forward to it, and this is an adult thing that I've really not ever wanted to do, and now I'm having to face that demon head on. So hopefully that like 80%, the 20% comes through, and they're like, we actually just were able to fill the cavity and didn't have to do the root canal. I'm really rooting for that, but it seemed pretty certain.
I mean, also, you
they
might
were
want to
gonna
just tell
give
them,
me
even if you don't
root
necessarily need it,
canal.
to do it. Because a couple weeks after that, we've got a pretty important Saturday that we can't have you missing with an emergency root canal.
Right. Yeah, no, I mean, it'll be taken care of by the spectacular for sure.
I'm just saying, like, you might want to go, even if they're like, yeah, you don't really need it, you might actually want to be like, fucking do it.
Well, if they can fix the cavity without giving me root canal, I'm in on that.
Oh, well, yeah, obviously,
really
that's
the
an
problem.
option.
But yeah,
Maybe try
canals,
brushing
not
your
cool.
teeth, dude.
I do fucking 2 times a day. Fuck you, Pat.
That's what's crazy to me. Like the I spent many years not taking care of my mouth, like, at all. Like, I was, for a while there, there's no surprise, I'm a gross fucking human. For a while there was a lot of days where it wasn't even once a day.
Elementary me was a piece of shit, and like
I'm not talking about
fucks you later.
I'm talking about like post college.
So
when I wasn't doing
it.
shit for my life or my health. Yeah, dude, I've never really had tooth problems. I haven't had a cavity since I was in like fucking elementary school. And my brother's had root canals and all this shit, and he's always taking great care of his mouth. He would get so mad at me because I would just roll in and the dentist would be like, "You're good." Like, cool.
Well,
thanks.
like, I was pissed because she was like, "Okay, well, if you have to get this root canal, you must not like." You could tell she was like, "He probably doesn't take great care of his teeth." And she's like, "Well, do you floss?" I was like, "I floss like daily, usually multiple times a day. Like, I use the floss picks after I eat. I can feel all this." And like, she went in and was like doing this like gum check, and like you could tell she was trying to fucking make me bleed. Like, she was like stabbing me with that little fucking pointer thing, and I was like, I know what you're trying to do. And she was like, "Oh, well, yeah, your gums weren't bleeding." I was like, "Oh, you really tried, didn't you? You were fucking really trying, weren't you?" "Oh, yeah. No, I fucking wasn't lying about doing the fucking flossing, bitch. I do the flossing. I just have a fucking cavity. Fuck."
I was actually that used to be my favorite question.
Also, when was the last time you went to the dentist? Because you don't go to the dentist.
I was gonna say it's been 8 years.
We don't know.
I haven't gone. Actually, it might be 9 years now because I don't think I went the last year I was on my parents' insurance, and I haven't had insurance since. And think about this: how much money have I saved on insurance over the last 8 years? So much money. I haven't saved any of the money up. I've spent it all.
Right.
But yeah, no, that used to be my favorite question. They're like, "Do you floss?" I'd be like, I floss with things. Like, I'll eat wings, and there'll be some in my teeth, and then I'll grab a plastic bag, and I'll floss with that. And then they would be like, I mean, okay,
That doesn't count.
I was always shocked when I would go in, and never once did they ask, like, "Do you dip a lot?" Because like, I knew my gum line was getting lower. I could see it like when I was, and they just never said a word. I was like, I think my dentist just gave up on me. They're like, "We don't give up. This guy's obviously not taking care of his mouth. We don't fucking care." But I never really
I've always heard they can like tell when people like gave blowjobs and shit. Like, I don't know. Like, can you just tell if somebody's like throat's bruised?
Something about that. Like dental techs.
Any
or
dentist
whatever,
listening, hit us up. Like, how can you tell? Like, they're like, yeah, they could tell if you performed cunnilingus and shit. And I was like, how? How can you tell I went down on somebody?
Because
like,
you've got genital herpes
like,
on the back of your tongue.
Well, yeah, like that's like an obvious tell. I feel like it would be, but like, I guess like a blowjob. If they could tell you gave a blowjob, it was like, yeah, the back of your throat's bruised. I don't fucking know. Any dentist listening, hit us up. Let us know. Yeah, that's my not cool. Maybe having to get a root canal. Not looking forward to it. Let's move on to the final segment of the show before we send you off for this T-Day week. It's brought to you by our good friends at littleemshop.com. littleemshop.com. It is getting to be gift giving season. And if you're looking for any kind of tchotchkes, retro inspired tchotchkes, there's no better place than littlemshop.com, littleemshop.com. They got the best air fresheners in the game. You don't want to drive around with those little baby back bitch fucking green or yellow or black or red or blue trees hanging on your rearview mirrors. You want to get a Little M air freshener. It's going to last a long time. It's going to smell great. And it's going to look cool as shit too. Get the fresh to death scent, the Little Ice scent, or the Miami Beach scent. They also have awesome designs, the out of this world design, the rad design. It just says rad on it, looks very 80s, 70s-ish, and then they have the floral wallpaper design. I rock the out of this world design. Typically, sometimes I'll throw the rad out there. I think in my trash can, I got a rad right now for when I switch the bags out. It smells great, but my car is rocking an out of this world little space design right there. You order $10 or more worth of stuff, you're gonna get free shipping on your order, and if you use our promo code PTG69 at checkout, you're also gonna get 10% off your order. So you get free shipping when you spend $10 or more, and you get 10% off your order when you use the promo code PTG69 at checkout. Get some retro inspired tchotchkes, get some of the best air fresheners on the planet, get some cool keychains, get some cool stickers, a little bit some pocket mirrors for the ladies or the fellas, whatever you want. It's gifts giving season. You know, you want to give something to your kid's teacher, somebody that's walking your dog or something like that, a little tchotchke you want to give them. This is something that's inexpensive, something that's awesome, and you can use promo code PTG69 at checkout for 10% off your order, so you can save some money, you can give something cool, and it's all locally sourced shit too. littlemshop.com, littleemshop.com. Give a follow on Twitter and Instagram. They're at Little EM Tweets and at Little EM Shop on Instagram. Let them know you're supporting the people, supporting the podcast. littlemshop.com, promo code PTG69 at checkout for 10% off your order at littleemshop.com. littleemshop.com, the official sponsor of the Answer segment.
Well, if you just answered the question, why just answer the question? Be honest, no big deal. Yeah, answer the question.
Don't change the subject, just answer the fucking question.
Any questions?
All right, if you have any answers, questions for us, we have our business segment, our Precome segment in the beginning. That's where we give you all our high thoughts, our drunk ideas, our business ideas and plans like that. All you got to do is hit us up on Twitter at PassGradePod. Use the hashtag PTG Answers. That's how we'll search for them. Those are the ones that we search for first. You can also email them to us, answers@PassGradePod.com, or on our website. Just reach out to us and contact us at answers@passgradepod.com, and then Jesse will forward those over to us. But answers at passgradepod on Twitter, hashtag PTG Answers. That's how we search for them. First, let's start with some of you guys asked for your Thanksgiving inspired answers questions. We got a little mix of that. We got some power rankings for Thanksgiving Day themed stuff, and then we got some random ones. This is from Raimundo Benavidez at KMundoB on Twitter, and Raimundo says, does any food you put inside the turkey count as stuffing?
Damn, that's a good question. Well, I think for it to be stuffing, it has to be cooked inside the turkey, right? Otherwise, it's dressing.
I agree, but I think no, yeah, absolutely. But like stuffing, yeah, dressing is on the side of it, stuffing is inside. But I think anything you put in the turkey that you cook in it counts as stuffing, no matter what.
Yeah.
If it's edible, it is stuffing.
Yeah. Yeah. It had, but yeah, it's not, you can't like cook the turkey, then stuff something inside of it and call it stuffing. No, you gotta cook it in there. You also can't put your dick in the turkey
and baked with
call
it
it stuffing.
or cooked in it. Right. That's how I've had that tried on me too many times.
Yeah. That's some stuffing for you, and then they pull down their pants. And you're like, no.
Not again.
That's dressing.
That's dressing.
But yeah, I mean, you put whatever, you stuff it in the turkey, it's fucking stuffing. Stuff it in there, cook it, bam. I want to throw some weird shit in there now. Not like super weird, but like stuff that's not traditional stuffing. Marshmallows.
There's a meatball.
I don't want to do marshmallows. Actually, like I'm trying to think of something else other than like stuffing and dressing. I wouldn't want to put anything else inside the turkey.
Soup.
Wouldn't hate
now,
it. Wouldn't hate
now,
it.
you know what I would like to put inside the turkey?
Broccoli cheddar.
A duck and a chicken. I've never had turducken, and I fucking want it. Actually,
but the duck and the chicken count as stuffing, don't they? That counts as stuffing because you put another food in the chicken or in the turkey, so that's a stuffing.
Technically, yes. Turducken, the duck and the chicken are stuffing. Shout out John Madden. It was like his favorite invention of all time.
Shout out John Madden. Absolutely great question, Raimundo. That really
question.
Sets us off in the perfect mood for T-Day. Great question, Raimundo. I don't know how anybody's gonna top that. That's why he's the MVP of the Gravies Awards last year, because he has great questions like that. Guy can do it all. All right, Jordan Welch. He's at Jordan or at J_Welch 2795 on Twitter. Jordan says, "Are visors just incomplete hats?"
I'll take it a step further, and I don't think Alex is going to like this. I think they're anti-Semitic hats. Oh, you're going to cut out just the area where the yarmulke would be? Or is that how they make yarmulkes? Maybe they just make hats and then just cut out the top. And they're like, oh, well, we got to use this material for something. Give it to the Jews.
Are yarmulkes the donut holes of hats?
I kind of think so. And actually, like, if I was Jewish and a sports fan, I think it would be dope if my yarmulke still had, like, the little, what do you call the little notch on top of a hat? I know there's a name for it.
Squatchy.
That's not it. The little button.
No, it is. It is. That's what I broke a TV with. You were there.
Okay. It sounded right, but it also sounded like you were fucking making that up on the spot. But that would be dope if that was your yarmulke. Like, you just had a Mets hat, but, like, you cut that out. That's what you stuck on your head.
It's the same. It's all one and the same.
That'd be fucking cool.
I think
you can like put it back on the hat when it's a sunny day.
I do feel like a visor initially started, like, the first visor was because they ran out of material making a hat, and they were like, fuck, this only goes up to like 3/4 of the way to your forehead. And some guy's like, you know what? I'll wear it. I'll rock it. They're like, dude, Bill fucking can pull that off, man. Like, you know what? Bill's got a good head of hair. He looks kind of cool in this visor thing. What are you gonna call it? It's a visor. Yeah, it's a visor. Yeah, that works. And then, like, it just took off. Like, people started wearing visors. But, like, I think the first visor was probably like, fuck, we ran out of material on this hat. So, yeah, I would say they are incomplete hats that just took off.
I think it was definitely a coach. Like, it had to be a coach then. But here's the question. Was it a coach who was tired of the top of his head always being sweaty? Because he was probably a coach in the South. He's like, I'm wearing the hat all day. I need a little bit of breeze coming through here. Or was it a coach that was like, I have to wear a hat all the time, but I'm a young, hot coach and I've got sick fucking hair and I still want the ladies to see it? I think it was probably like an old fat coach who was like kind of bald anyway, but he was like, I'm sweating my ass off here. I need some breeze.
Yeah. I'm gonna say they are absolutely incomplete hats, but like not like they started as incomplete hats. Now they are just intentionally built that way.
It's still, I still feel like it's like you gotta be a golfer, you gotta be a coach to really pull off the visor.
Yeah, or just like a dad.
Or not the dad, the mom. Moms are big visor people.
No, I think
because they don't want to. It's more so moms. They don't want to fuck up their hair. They don't want to fuck up their hair. Growing up, I can.
But any dad can pull off a visor, I think.
Not necessarily every dad that I can think of in my head that used to come to all my baseball games growing up. All my friends' dads. It was hats or no hats. All of the moms had visors. I don't remember seeing a single one of the dads in a visor. It was coaches and moms. Not that dads can't wear them. I'm just saying it's more of a mom hat than a dad hat. They spend a lot of money on their hair, man. They can't be mashing it up.
Yeah, that's true. It's a good question, though. That was a good question, Jordan.
Great question.
Solid job. This is a great start. Great start to the answer segment this week, guys. Josh Tree Coddle at Joshua Tree 713. He gives us a power ranking for the second straight week. He says, power rank these T-Day side dishes. So power ranking Thanksgiving side dishes, and he gives us mashed potatoes and gravy, stuffing/dressing. That's one, stuffing or dressing, depending on what it is. Green bean casserole, sweet potato casserole, and mac and cheese. Robert, you give us your Thanksgiving sides power ranking first.
All right. Number one, I'll go with the classic mashed potatoes and gravy. Number two.
Okay, fair.
Number two, I'll go mac and cheese. And then the rest. And that's it. That's how I would legitimately
In no order.
in no order. I to give them an order, I'll go stuffing 3, stuffing / dressing.
Okay.
4, I'll do green bean casserole, and 5, sweet potato casserole.
Fair. Okay, I'll go next. I don't hate your rankings, honestly, Robert. I think those are solid rankings. Even though you kind of hate all food, but my number one, green bean casserole. You can shit on green bean casserole all you want. That just means more for me. Because if you're not gonna eat the green bean casserole, I'll fucking clean it up. I love me some green bean casserole.
It's a little shocking
Number 2?
at one, but I respect the fuck out of that pick.
I think I like it that much.
Bro, I'm
I
on
like
your
it
side
that
on
much.
this. I'm with you.
It's like almond joys at Halloween. The green bean casserole is the almond joy of the Thanksgiving sides, where it's like people that love it, and people that don't like it fucking hate it. And you're like, tight, idiot. I'll take all of it then. Thank you for giving. Or like when you have the idiot that wants to trade you their almond joys, like, yeah, okay, I'll give you that for like fucking candy corn, loser. I don't like almonds. Like, I don't fucking care. I love them. Love it. Green bean casserole.
Coconut's
You
delicious.
can say it's gross all you want. I'll fucking clean it up. Number 2, mashed potatoes and gravy. Fucking. Like, really, I don't feel like mashed potatoes and gravy is even a side. It's more of like an opening act for the turkey. Like, you can't have Thanksgiving without mashed potatoes and gravy. I just don't enjoy it as much as the green bean casserole because mashed potatoes and gravy goes with so many other things too. Green bean
It's kind
casserole,
of Scottie Pippen.
that's Thanksgiving exclusive almost.
Like, yeah, it's not the star, like it's not the number one star, but it has to be there if it's going to work, right?
You have to have it. Yeah.
You have to have it.
Which I understand why people would say it's number 1. Absolutely understand that. I just like green bean casserole more because I think mashed potatoes and gravy goes with a lot of things. Number 3, because it's Thanksgiving specific, the stuffing / dressing. I'm more of I started as a stuffing family. Lately, we've been more of a dressing family. But like, it's like one of those things you get it once a year. You get it once a year. You get stuffing and dressing once a year. I'm gonna go ham on Thanksgiving on tea day with fucking stuffing or dressing, depending on how it is. Stuffing, dressing, number 3. Number 4 is mac and cheese. Mac and cheese is cool, but like it's not exclusive to Thanksgiving. It's just dope all the time, year round. And then number 5, sweet potato casserole. Nothing against it. Out of those 5, it's just number 5. So I go green bean cass, mashed potatoes and gravy, stuffing / dressing, mac and cheese, and sweet potato casserole.
All right. I like that. 1-1, not even a question for me, stuffing dressing. And let me preface all of these by saying, if anybody doesn't like a specific one of these, you're telling on yourself and your family that they can't fucking cook. Because all of these are
like that.
I'm lucky. I come from a family. My mom was really good too, but my dad is just an amazing cook. He worked for Cisco for 35 fucking years. He knows his way in and out of food. Every type of food, can cook fucking anything. He's an amazing cook. And we're actually a dressing family. I think stuffing is actually a little bit unnecessary, and you're just making it like adding an extra step. Everything can be cooked on the side.
It's cooler though. It feels cooler when it's stuffing.
It is.
It feels cooler
and we call
when it's
it stuffing. I think it's one of those things where you just call it stuffing. Like, I don't think most people actually stuff it anymore. Most people make dressing. It's
cool
stuffing.
when it comes out of the turkey.
Yeah. So yeah, that's 1-1. Not even a fucking question for me. 2, mash and gravy. It's just, like I said, it's Scottie Pippen. It has to be there.
Yeah.
It's a major part of the meal.
You have to have it there.
Got to be there. 3, I'm going green bean casserole. I fucking love green bean. I'm with you. When people don't eat it, I'm like, sweet.
Just get out. Just get the fuck out. Yeah.
The next day and everything else dwindles away, I'm still going to have a bunch of green bean casserole I can fucking knack on. 4, and I'm going to change this a little bit. I'm not going to say sweet potato casserole. I'm just going to say yams. I will fucking some yams, dude. Because my family, we've never been a sweet potato casserole guy. Like, and I've had it before. It's fucking delicious. I would probably put it in the same spot or, whatever. And a lot of these can be interchanged. Put them in whatever order. I'm going to fucking murder all of it. I'm going to turn it all into poop. But, dude, yams, some of my favorite motherfuckers in the world. Just throw a shit ton of butter and brown sugar in there. And we're not a marshmallow on top of them, family. When we do it at work, we don't
Okay.
do it either. It's unnecessary. The yams speak for themselves when you cook them right.
I love the marshmallow top though. The marshmallow on top just adds to it.
Respect the fuck out of it, and I find it delicious. We just don't do it.
It's like a nice little treat on top.
Yeah, but if you make the
It's the
yams right,
cherry
they're
on
already
top.
so sweet. You don't need it.
Yeah,
And
Yeah.
people will probably get on me for this. 5 mac and cheese. We don't actually do mac and cheese at Thanksgiving. I know it's like a staple for most people, but we do 2 different types of stuffing. We've got homemade cranberry sauce, store-bought cranberry sauce. My mom does a cranberry horseradish too. That is fucking amazing. Like,
dope.
bro, look into it. It's an amazing dish to bring. It's so good. We've got so many different types of food. Mac and cheese would just be like almost fucking redundant. Like it's just not needed. There's so many other things.
Yeah.
And like I know people do like their baked mac and cheese and all this shit. Honestly, all mac and cheese is kind of ruined for me because the one that I have at work is so fucking good that any other time someone's like, I made mac and cheese. I'm like, this is okay.
Mid.
It's like if you serve me yellow mac and cheese, I'm like, this is bullshit. Don't get me wrong. I like yellow mac. I'll buy it at the store sometimes.
I get
have
you.
shells. It's good, but like real mac and cheese, you make that with like 5 different kinds of white cheese and make that shit dope. Oh, it's baked. I'm baked mac and cheese good. Fucking overrated. Just make a good mac and cheese. You don't have to bake it. But so
I feel like he could have substituted sweet potato casserole or mac and cheese with cranberry sauce just to like make it crazy. But like I feel like Robert, would cranberry have been your 5?
Yes.
Okay.
It would have.
So like I think it made it more interesting for Robert's picks at least.
Robert's the kind of guy
cranberry
that
sauce is like,
shows up
you
to
have to have
Thanksgiving
it.
with a pizza. It's like I don't want any of this other food. I'm just gonna have what I like.
But
I
as
bought
long as he
chicken
shows up
nuggets
with
on
what
the
he
way
wants,
here.
as long as you show up with what you want and you're like, I don't like Thanksgiving food and I didn't bring anything. Like, that's the worst guy or gal to me.
I got to tell you that we're not having turkey this Thanksgiving. We're grilling some fajitas, some chicken, sausages.
I mean, that does sound dope still.
I mean, I can't be mad at that. Some people aren't turkey people, and you're having fajitas and sausage. That's fucking delicious.
That's still Fox.
And you're still gathering as a family. That's really technically the important part. It's fucking
To
not.
give thanks.
It's the important part is that there's massive amounts of delicious food at the meeting. That's what Thanksgiving is about: is eating too much
That's what
food.
it is all about.
And
the reason for the season.
Being around people you love.
And being around people you love.
Or if you don't love them, at least there's massive amounts of food to get you through it.
Also that.
God, I love it. It's my favorite
Lots
holiday.
of those.
Fucking love
it's
Thanksgiving.
Great. It's top 3. 4th of July is my 1. But great power rankings, Josh. Great power rankings, Josh. Let's wrap it up. We've got 3 more questions left. Luke Soin writes in and says, does Thanksgiving need a Santa? And if so, who would it be? I do think that Thanksgiving does need a Santa. I think going back to my point last week, I think Thanksgiving gets skipped over. I did tweet this out earlier today. We did the podcast with Patrick McClellan for Halloween, the spookiest episode ever made in podcast history. And I was talking about the guy at my apartments that just really decorated the fuck out of like our side of the apartments with Halloween stuff. He has not taken the Halloween stuff down. He has now just decorated the Halloween costume or the Halloween decorations with Christmas decorations. So instead of it being the Grim Reaper, it is now the Grim Reaper with a Santa hat. It's awesome. Not just a spider on a giant spider web. It is a spider with a Christmas tie hanging down. And now there's like red garland and shit around it. I'm like, just fucking take the spider web down, man. Take the spider web down. We don't need the spider web or the Grim Reaper. The fucking tombstones are still there. The skulls and crossbones. There's a fake foot still there. Like, you just take it down. Leave the Christmas shit up, man. This is very lazy. As a big fan of the Spooktacular, I get that Christmas has ghosts too. This ain't it. It's just lazy decorations right there. And I don't know. But I do think that Thanksgiving gets skipped over, so it does need its own version of Santa. Like Halloween has ghosts, goblins, ghouls, all of those. Like they're kind of like coexisting as a Santa. I think Thanksgiving needs like its own type of like David S. Pumpkins, maybe. Or we need to get a Halloween or a Thanksgiving version of a David S. Pumpkins, maybe like a Tommy Turkeys, something like that. Obviously an Italian. Sounds like he'd be an Italian. well, fucking Tommy Turkey's over here. Just seems
I
like
don't
that might
hate
work,
that idea. I will
right?
say
Like something that's
I
not crazy, but like he's like David S. Pumpkins is Halloween Santa. I think you could argue. I think we needed David S. Pumpkins for Thanksgiving, where it's like nothing crazy, but like this is the guy that's kind of running things.
I think we just repurpose one that's already a part of our Thanksgiving. Cletus, the NFL on Fox robot, just put a fucking pilgrim hat on him and some fucking buckle shoes, and he is the official mascot of Thanksgiving.
See, Pat, you're great minds think alike because I was going down that, but I think that if we're gonna go that route, it's got to be the ghost of John Madden.
Or John
The
Madden.
ghost of
Yes.
John Madden would be Thanksgiving Santa because turducken. We were just talking about that. Like, here's a guy. I love Thanksgiving. The only thing I'd rather do on Thanksgiving is be calling a football game and watching football. And it's like, fuck yeah, that's my guy. That's my guy. John Madden should be Thanksgiving Santa.
Yes. Yeah, that's that. I mean, that's it. I thought I had it nailed with Cletus. No, it's John Madden.
It's John Madden.
John Madden, we know for a fact, loved three things in his life. He loved turducken, he loved Thanksgiving, and he loved Brett Favre. I'm sure he loved his family. I didn't hear him talk about it, but he loved Thanksgiving and turducken, and he for sure loved Brett Favre too. So yeah, John Madden, that is the Santa
John Madden
of Thanksgiving.
The spirit of John Madden is the spirit of Thanksgiving.
Yeah. AI, do your job.
All right, that's perfect. Nailed it.
AI and holograms.
Robert,
we've got the technology.
Do you agree with us on that?
I'm gonna default to yes, just because I'm not familiar with him.
Robert didn't understand any part of the last 2 minutes.
Robert, I'm going to send you some John Madden highlights, and they're not going to make any sense to you, but I need you to just watch it and just understand that this is what we grew up on. And like, we joke that like before memes, people in our generation grew up just shouting Dave Chappelle quotes to each other and Anchorman quotes, and also John Madden things that he would say.
I think
that
was pretty much like my childhood.
That hurt my soul. And I know Robert's not an NFL fan, but to hear someone say they're not familiar with John Madden, I'm not going to lie. I almost fucking started crying right there. Like that, that hurt me to my core.
I think the most that I'm familiar with John Madden is Frank Caliendo.
Yeah, no, that's good.
And you know what? That's a characterized or caricature of John Madden, but it's kind of fucking not. Like that's who he was. He's just, God, I love him.
I love John Madden too. He's the best.
R.I.P. in peace.
May he R.I.P. in peace.
This is why I love this season. I just went to YouTube and I was going to type in John Madden Thanksgiving and just send it to Robert. Top result. When you type in John Madden, just as John Madden turducken. This is exactly,
He introduced us to a turkey with a duck and a chicken inside it. I was like, oh, this is really good. And like, we don't know what turducken is without John Madden.
I mean, I think at some point I would have found
icon.
out about it just because
I wouldn't care. I wouldn't have cared.
But yeah, no, it
Every
wouldn't
Thanksgiving,
be.
I'm like turducken. John Madden.
He legendized that meal.
Yes, he did.
Like I hope he eats it every day in heaven.
I'd like to think that he is. I like to think that he is. All right. So yeah, we did. That's an easy answer to that one. John Madden, the ghost of the spirit of John Madden is the Santa for Thanksgiving. All right. Final question. No, we got two more. My bad. We got two more questions. Since this is from Mike Fish. He's at Only Mike Fish on Twitter, and Mike says, since the president pardons turkeys before Thanksgiving, shouldn't he also pardon some cows before March 14th? What is March 14th, you might ask? Well, it's a month after Valentine's Day. It's Steak and BJ Day. So he's saying, should you pardon a cow for Steak and BJ Day? No, it's a turkey thing. Turkey thing.
Yeah, it's a turkey thing. You're trying to get government
Steak and BJ Day is not as widely
like
promoted. It's not as widely promoted, so like it's also not going to get the shine. And I think turkey getting saved, and I think it's only one turkey that's getting pardoned. I don't think it's multiples.
Yeah, they bring him two, and he chooses one, and then the other one gets killed.
Kind of fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Just if the answer is ever should government get involved, my answer is always going to be no.
Robert just sent us a Frank Caliendo gif of him as Madden. That was funny.
It's at least he respects the man and has heard of him. I
Right.
thought like Robert straight up hadn't heard of John Madden and had no frame of reference. That's what hurt me. But
And
yeah,
on Mad TV.
no pardoning cows. We breed them to die.
Nope,
You're literally
yeah,
taking
yeah.
away their fucking purpose.
Same. I agree with you. Turkeys, that's their thing. Cows, I'm sorry. No hard feelings. They're just
You want to not
for you.
die? Stop being so delicious.
There you go. There you go. All right. One last question. We'll wrap it up. Send you guys off to the T-Day week a little early. But this is from Alan S. He emailed in and said, are elevators just closets with restless leg syndrome?
No, hopefully they're not shaking.
Mm-mm.
The elevator's
Wouldn't
shaking.
they be closets with like vertigo?
No, because then they loop all around. You lose all sense of up and down and vertigo.
Suicidal closets?
You don't store
Like-
things in elevators.
You know what I'm saying? You store yourself temporarily. They're temporary closets.
But you don't
I
store
would
yourself
say, yeah,
in
I
regular
would say
closets.
elevators are temporary closets. Yeah, you can when you step in it. You're storing yourself in the elevator until you're out of the elevator, which is a temporary closet. So I would say elevators are temporary closets.
I would say they're portable fart chambers. Which, by the way, today at work, my boss was putting something down, like the GM. He was like storing something down below, and he was on his knees, and I ran over and farted right in his face. Funniest fucking thing I've done in weeks. It was awesome. I was like, dude, you're totally getting pink eye, and it stunk. It was awesome. If you guys don't have a job where you can fart directly in your boss's face from like a foot away, and it was a ripper, like it was a good one. Quit your fucking job. That's not a job I want if I can't fart in my boss's face and he laughs.
Seems like a lot of jobs would probably not be
Well, a lot of jobs are fucking
super
stupid.
chill about that. Yeah, no, I'm not disagreeing with you on that part, but
Like, I don't think Rod would be happy.
okay.
But if he knelt down and you farted in his face, I think he might laugh.
Probably.
Eventually. He might not
He'll
laugh
probably
right
laugh.
away. But like a week later, he'd be like, all right, that was pretty funny. Back to the question, though. No.
Yeah, no.
They're not. Closets
I
with
think they're
restless
temporary
leg
closets.
syndrome would just be closets in California because they've got 57 fucking earthquakes a minute.
Yeah. So no, they're not. They're not closets with restless leg syndrome. Officially, no. I like temporary closets, and I also like fart chambers.
Yeah, mobile fart
So
chambers.
either of those answers I would accept. That was a good question, Alan. All right, those are really great answers. Like crop of questions, gang. Thank you guys so much. At Pass Grade Pod, hashtag PTG answers. That's how you submit them to us. Hashtag PTG not cool to at Pass Grade Pod. If you'd like to submit some not cools to us, what you got, Pat?
I was just going to say, I forgot to bring it up. Quick shout out, Texas State University. We're hosting the first presidential debate next year. Why the fuck would they
Fuck
give it
yeah.
to Texas State University? We're a college of fucking drunks and whores. It's awesome. It's the best place in the world, but not exactly the first place I would go, let's bring politics here and put it on the stage. I want to
I love
go
it, though.
so badly.
Love it. You should moderate it, honestly.
Oh, I would be a great. Every question would
That'd be
just be.
good.
So you say your foreign policy is that you'd like to have a more laissez-faire attachment. My question is, can you release the Epstein list? Just go ahead and release it. Every fucking question. I would set it up.
Get off the
and
rails
bring
real
it back
fast.
to Epstein. Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
Get off the
I
rails real
derailed.
fast.
Just like I just did to your closing. Why don't you close out the podcast?
You're good. At Pass Grade Pod, where you can give us a follow on all socials. Don't forget to follow our TikTok. Make sure you go on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/@PassGradePodcast, or just search Pass Grade Podcast on YouTube. Subscribe. Go comment on this video and all the videos. Give it a thumbs up. Like the video. Make some funny comment, some witty comment to it. We really appreciate the comments, the likes. That helps us show up higher in these searches. Share us with a friend. If you're listening to us, make sure to go to the YouTube channel. At least click play on it for a second. If you're watching us, make sure to go to the audio version. Click play wherever you listen to podcasts, at least for like 10 seconds, and then you're good. Just give us the clicks on both platforms. Share us with a friend. Give us a 5-star review on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, wherever else you listen to podcasts. Yeah, share it with a friend. Have a great rest of your week. I am at Alex J. Middleton on all socials. Pat's at Not Pat Dion on all socials. Robert's at Robert Barbosa on all socials. Again, we are at Pass Grade Pod on all socials. Saturday, December 16th, mark your calendars for our 10th annual Christmas Spooktacular going down around noon at Southern Star Brewing Company. You got to go check that out at Southern Star BC at Southern Star Brewing Co. But that's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to that passgrademerch.com to get our Christmas sweaters and all of our new Pass the Grade merch, our 10th annual Christmas Spooktacular stuff up there too. We also have stuff marked 30% off at the store that is not the Christmas stuff. So if you're looking for gifts, great gift giving ideas for the Pass the Gravy fan in your list. You guys, this is Thanksgiving Day week. We are very, very thankful for you guys for spending hours with us really every single week. You guys are the best. Thank you so much for listening to us just shoot the shit and bust each other's balls and be idiots and for contributing and all this. We really this podcast wouldn't be going 10 years strong without you guys. You guys are the best, and it's really like the highlight of my week every week is getting to shoot the shit with Robert and Pat and getting to bust each other's balls and talk about whatever dumb shit comes up, and you guys interacting with us and listening to us and participating makes it all worth it. Y'all are the best. We love you guys so much. I hope you guys all have the greatest Thanksgiving ever. Be good to one another. Until we talk to you guys next week, pass the gravy, you bitches.
Gravy, gang, gang, gang. Baby, pop the top and let it spread. As we're listening to Pass the Gravy. We're going fishing for your bitch today. We're drunk in Houston, baby. Now we go here.